Moving on through the playoff tournament format here, we've had some good action here. Four Seasons coming in, and if they're a record of 7 wins and 7 losses, so they'll be the visiting club. They'll be hitting first in this ball game, and Sharps will take the field. Let's take a look at the Four Seasons lineup.
Okay, Frank, in the lineup and the conditions, the playing conditions have changed drastically as opposed to the first game that we brought you in our triple header. Right now it's about 9:30 Eastern Standard Time and very cold. And I don't know how strong the ball will carry out. Here's the starting lineup for the Four Seasons under manager John Zigai. Leading off and playing second base will be Don Kensley. Batting second is Mike Cernak, the first baseman. Hitting third at third base is Steve Cernak. Batting in the cleanup spot is Scott Lambert, the catcher. Tom Dudek will bat fifth and play left field. Glenn Randall hits sixth. He's at shortstop. John Zigai is playing in right field, and he's batting in the number 7 spot. Carl Antoniak is playing left center and batting 8th. Dave Zeidel is batting in the 9th spot, playing right center field. Kevin Donnelly is batting in the 10th spot. He's pitching, and Brad Nunny is batting in the 11th spot. He would be the extra hitter. And defensively for Sharps, a very strong team. They lost only twice this year, and both losses were to Kai Po, who finished 14-0. Kai Po out of Lockport will play the winner of this game in the championship game. Mark Sharvin is at first base. Joey Woods is at second. Joe Hannon at shortstop. Bill Gallo at third. Here's the first pitch of the game, and it's called strike one by home plate umpire Dave Nemai. Kevin Megan is in right field. Jim Lumadou is in left. Randy Bartholomew is in left center field defensively for Sharps, and Don Woods is in right center field. Sabinski is the catcher, and Porto is the pitcher. That's hit off the pitcher's glove. A wheels and deals and throws out. Kelsey, one up and one away. A good defensive play by the pitcher, Gene Porto.
Right on top of the ball immediately. He was leaning over towards the second base side. It went back behind him. He knocked it down with his glove, was able to get in position, then make an easy throw to Schraben.
Cernak, the hitter, Mike Cernak, and we saw him in the first game hit a number of balls deep. In fact, they've won 2 games in succession for Four Seasons to reach what would be the semifinal game now. And sometimes that helps a slow pitch team, Frank, to get in the rhythm like that, hit the ball well. The more you bat up and the more you're in your rhythm, the better hitter you become.
That's exactly right.
And that's hit to deep left field. Let's see, that might stay in the ballpark. The left fielder's out there, and he one-hands it. A nice catch by Jim Lumadou. 2 up and 2 away.
Jim Lumadou, former Maryvale High School Flyer, baseball player, good athlete at Maryvale. Made a nice grab there. That ball was hit very, very deep.
2 up and 2 away, and that brings up Steve Cernak. Steve, the third baseman. This club batting lost twice to the team in the field. That's hit to second. Joey Woods double pumps and still gets them. A little trouble getting the ball out of his glove. Steve Cernak retired 4-3, so nothing across a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody stranded on base. Through a half inning, it's Four Seasons nothing, and Sharps coming to bat. Now here's the lineup for the Sharps team. Joey Hannon, the shortstop, leads off. Gene Portal, the pitcher, bats second. Don Woods is playing right field, hitting third. Randy Bartholomew, the cleanup man. He's also an outfielder. Mark Sharvin, the first baseman, hits 5th. Dan Allen, the extra hitter, hits in the 5th spot. Bill Gallo will bat 6th at third base. Jim Lumadou in left field hits 7th. Don Sabinski, the catcher, hits 8th. Joey Woods is batting in the 9th spot, playing second base. And Kevin Megan is hitting in the last position in the order. Actually drop them all down one. Megan, the 11th hitter. So each club using 11 batters offensively, and Joey Hannon, who we know from fast pitch and from some slow pitch, an outstanding ball player, leading off for Sharps. They look like a very strong team, Frank.
Yes, indeed, they certainly do, and kind of surprising, Joey playing slow pitch and fast pitch and handling the bat very well in both formats.
Takes the strike on the inside corner. Mike Cernak is at first defensively. Don Kinsley at second. Glenn Randall is at short. Steve Cernak at third. That's hit to short. Ball was hit hard. The throw was in time, and that retires Joey Hannon. A nice defensive play by Glenn Randall, the shortstop. Continuing in the outfield, John Zigai is in right field. Dave Zeidel is in right center. Antoniak is in left center. That's Carl Antoniak. And Tom Dudek is in left field. Scott Lambert, the catcher, and Kevin Donnelly is the pitcher. And again, the home plate umpire, Dave Nemai. Gene Portal, the pitcher, second batter in the order. And he takes a strike on the inside corner. Both Hannon and Porto took a called first strike. That's hit to second. The second baseman bobbles it, but he'll have time, and the throw is in time. So a good job by Don Kelsey, a similar play to Joey Woods' play.
Exactly, identical type plays for a second baseman. They both had good high hops come to them. They both bobbled it, and then were able to recover with the short throw over to first base in plenty of time.
Now this is the kind of start that the pitcher really needed here. Kevin Donnelly facing a very powerful lineup to get 2 outs in succession. Don Wood's the hitter, and Don creams it towards left center, actually more towards center. It's a solid single. And noticing, Frank, as the outfielder brought it back in, Carl Antoyak, all the outfielders in the games that we've seen seem to play extremely deep, even though the fences are 300 feet to left and right field down the line.
They appear to be no more than 20 to 25 feet away from those fences, so you're able to drop in line drives in front of them a lot of times.
Randy Bartholomew takes a strike called.
It's a perfect diamond to play on, though. Absolutely beautiful.
And that's a little short 1-1. Bartholomew, the cleanup hitter. And he hits that hard into left field. A solid hit for Bartholomew. Woods rounds third, and he's going to hold up. He would have scored.
Nobody sent him.
So a base running mistake there. Bartholomew really hit that hard on a line drive.
Line drive single, an error on the number 8 man defensively as he allowed the runners to move up as he bobbled the ball out there. So runners at second and third with the 2 outs.
And that'll bring up the 5th hitter, Shraven, Mark Shraven. Left-handed hitter. Pretty tough hitting order here put up by the Sharps team. They lost twice during the season, and both losses were to the first place team. Deep to right field. If that stays fair, that's trouble, and that is gone. A 3-run homer. Woo!
Did he hit it, or did he hit it?
Well, the only question was if that would stay fair or foul, and Shraven really got into one.
Excuse me, it's been quite a while since we've seen bat speed like that. He just lined it up and cranked it, creamed it. He hit that ball about 330 feet. That's the longest home run I've seen here.
For Mark Shraven. Spells his name S-C-H-R-A-V-E-N, and it's 3-0. And our friend coming up, Dan Allen, we saw him in the batting cages taking the practice, a la Rick Harnett.
A couple of extra.
For Rick in the playoff game against WHTT with 2 more big hits. Let's see if it works for Dan Allen. He was taking swings there. And deep to left field, but hooking foul. A little in front of that one.
Huh. Did he hit it, or did he hit it?
Good job by our man here helping out, throwing the balls in.
Well, you said they had, what, 45 home runs during the course of all seasonal play?
Tournament, 45 home runs hit out. 2 so far that we have seen in the games played so far. That's hit hard towards short. Great stop by the shortstop, and the throw is in time. Tremendous play there by Glenn Randall.
Major league play there.
Big damage done, however. 3 runs, 3 hits, an error, and none stranded. After 1 complete, Sharps 3 and Four Seasons nothing.
Okay, scheduled hitters for the Four Seasons Club as they go to their half of the second inning. They are the visiting club here, coming into this tournament with a 7-7 record, and they got into this next round of the playoffs by defeating the Urban Insulation team. Scott Lambert will lead off. He's the catcher. He'll be followed by Tom Dudek, Glenn Randall, and then John Zigai. That's hitters number 4, 5, 6, and possibly 7. There you look at the center fielder out there for Sharps. That's a left fielder. Or check that. That's the right fielder out there, right center fielder.
All right, we're going to the top of the second inning. And the cleanup man, Scott Lambert, up for the Four Seasons. They came back in their last game against the Urban team, winning it quite handily, 14-4 the final, but at one point I believe they were trailing there. Deep to left field.
That could be, that is.
And that might have the distance, and that is gone. A home run for Scott Lambert. Scott hit one in the previous game against the Urban team, and he hits another one.
Big guys, and they're teeing off on some nice pitches.
Boy, Scotty, way to rope it.
Guys like that getting their power alley, boy, they can really turn that ball over with the bat, and it just flies off the bat. Nice shot there for Scott Lambert, making it a 3-1 ball game here in the top of the second. Got to pitch those guys outside, I guess. Make them reach a little further.
I don't know, Frank. Tom Dudek coming up now, the left fielder. I would just put it over the plate and take my chances. I don't see too many home runs. Of course, one thing about slow pitch, Frank, I don't think solo home runs will beat you.
I don't think so
Unless you're
either.
in the seventh inning. You can afford to give up a few of those here and there.
Keep the runners off the bases.
Dudek hits it very hard into right center. We've got a lot of good hitters up and down the lineup for both teams. And so a good comeback beginning to take form at the top of the second for the Four Seasons team. They pick up their first 2 hits in their first run, and Glenn Randall, the shortstop, who has made a couple of good plays out there, comes up. Four Seasons beat Agway 18-6, and then beat Urban 14-4. So they've been hitting the ball well. That's hit hard up the middle. What
a play.
Look at this play. In time to Hannon. That's a major league play.
Oh, no doubt. Score that 1 assisted to 4 and 3, or 4 to 6 on the fielder's choice. Pitcher took that hard off his ankle. You see him limping a little bit, and Hannon got over to cover second nicely. The second baseman really did a good job. Look at this. It's going to go off his foot. Boom, and then up into the air. Good stop and a good recovery, as you see the runner just not able to get to the base on time.
Boy, did you see where the second baseman, Joey Woods, made that throw from short center? Ball 1 is called. Johnny Zyga takes outside 2-0. Woods, I remember from the fast pitch game, was primarily an outfielder, playing second base here for the Sharps team. And that really hurts a team's chance for a big inning when an infielder makes that kind of play. There's a strike call, 2-1. John Zyga, the hitter, over at first base is Randall. And that's inside, 3-1. So Porto losing it a little bit here. Maybe a lack of concentration. 3-1 to John Zyga. And that drops over the outside corner, 3-2. Now keep in mind, a foul with 2 strikes on you. If you hit a foul ball, that's like a strikeout. That's ball 4, just outside. Very good patience at the plate.
Very good indeed. Moves the runner up in front of him. Runners at first and second with just the 1 out.
Carl Antoyak, the hitter now. Carl, the left center fielder. A right-hand hitter with 2 on and 1 out. And Carl takes a strike called. 1 strike. And the pitch to Carl is hit hard. Speared. They get 1, and the play to first. Major league double play turn there by Sharps.
Defense wins ball games. Score that one 1 to 6 to 3 to close out the top of the second inning.
That was a great play. I don't know if we'll look at that again, but the pitcher started it. He wheeled and he threw to Joey Hannon at short. Let's take a look.
Look at that, just the completion of it, and a good long stretch by the first baseman to make the thing happen, as Mark Schraven did a nice job. There's your score as we go to the bottom of the second inning with the Sharps Club with the lead by a score of 3-1.
Okay, we're going to ask Howie Urban Sr. to sit down with us for a second. And Howie, nice to meet you.
Thank you.
You've got a beautiful complex here. Where did you come up with this kind of an idea? I've never seen anything quite like this.
This is quite a dream that my son and I had over the last 5 years, and we sort of put it together in the last year.
Well, very nice. You've got 2 lit fields here, and you've got batting cages, and I might add for the viewers at home, full batting cages. You could hit slow pitch, fast pitch, hard ball, slow pitch, hard ball, and the whole ball of wax. Plus, you have a very nice eatery here, and certainly a good crowd here tonight for this tournament.
Well, thank you very much. You're doing an exceptional job. I was just watching the TV monitor here, and everything seems to be appearing very well.
A lot of good ball players here. There's a nice play at third on the line out, 1 up and 1 away, as the batter making the first out was Billy Gallo, and that brings up Jim Lamadou, the left fielder. And let's talk a little bit more about the future. What do you expect to attract here and bring in after this first year of operation, and how has it gone?
Well, it's gone exceptionally well. This first year, initial year, we had 52 teams participating, and next year we expect to have 100. We had roughly 60 volleyball teams. We expect that to go to 100 next year. We have a couple of championship volleyball teams who are extreme left over here. And we expect big things. As a matter of fact, starting tomorrow on Saturday and Sunday, we have the national ASA qualifiers. We have the best teams in the East coming into town.
Yeah, that's the major tournament. I'm familiar with that because I had a team in there, and we finished about 4 years ago second, losing to Clancy's of Patterson, New Jersey. That's the highest finish ever for a local team. The last player, that was the international cable team. Jim Lamadou reached on an error, and Donnie Sobosinski, the hitter now, And continuing here, though, you have a very nice restaurant and some excellent food being served. And a lot of people. There's a base hit into center, taking advantage of that today. That gets through, and a run's going to score. This will be a 3-2 ball game. The ball is caught by the fence area. Subsinski could have probably scored too. Boy, I'll tell you one thing. At the slow pitch level, some of these big, strong guys can really hit the ball.
These are 300-foot fences. And usually we're hitting into the prevailing wind here. We're hitting into the west area, and it takes an exceptional hit, big, strong boys to do it. But we've got quite a few of them here at our complex.
Okay, what is in the future then for this place?
Well, we have a second season coming up. We're starting next year. Probably Kevin had an opportunity to talk to you about that. We expect quite a few teams to participate in that. We have 5 doubleheaders. We have doubleheaders for 5 weeks rather, and then playoffs, and that'll take us up into October. And we're planning bigger and better things for next year. We had the Coors Silver Bullets come in this year. We had Eddie Feiner, the King of the Sport, up here. We've had several charity games. We hope to do bigger and better things next year.
High fly ball, that should get the run in. Woods will get a sacrifice fly, and here comes another run crossing the plate, Subsinski, and that will push the score up to 5-1. I believe I gave you an incorrect score. It's now 5-1. 2 runs being scored by Sharps to stretch a 3-1 lead to 5-1. How good were these men of steel? How far did they hit the ball? We had some reports that they really hit it.
We had 2 games that particular day. We put together an all-star team from the complex. They got beat 33-1. Then we picked the undefeated team, which is Kipo, which is the finalists in this particular series this evening. They're the next game on. They're the champion in this particular league. They got beat 42 to, I believe, 3. And I think Steele's hit, about somewhere in the neighborhood of 38 home runs that particular night.
On the right field line, this might be trouble. No, the right fielder comes on, and he just manages to squeeze it there. You saw a lot of white.
We're still trying to find some of those balls they hit out in the woods out there. They were some big hitters. This Mike Machowski, the home run king, who was in the book of Guinness, he participated. He had 8 home runs that particular day.
Boy, that's unbelievable, because I've played ball my whole life, and for my size, I could hit a decent ball, but could never hit it 300. And these guys hit it like 300 like it's ice cream.
You had a home run in this particular game just a few minutes ago, didn't you?
Yeah, we had a home run over here, but that's a good shot. 2 runs in that inning, 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 are stranded. So it's 5-1. Things are going Sharps' way, and that would be a good matchup. Sharps playing against the undefeated team.
Oh, excellent! We got a big game coming up, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. And I hope your fans do as well.
Well, thanks for stopping by, and a pleasure meeting you. You got a fine facility here.
Thank you very much. Hope to see you back here. Thank you.
Okay, our thanks to Howard Urban Sr. along with his son Howard Urban Jr., the proprietors here, and of course Kevin Walikowski, who runs the softball director. Kevin he runs the leagues. Bounce back to the pitcher. Porto handles it, throws in time to first. 1 up and 1 away. That retires Dave Zidell, and it brings up Kevin Donnelly, the pitcher. Right now, Frank, things going according to what we expected with Sharps leading 5-1.
Sharps getting the benefit of a couple of errors last inning, one by the shortstop, and then a boot on a hard hit ball by Subachinski allowed him to take third and allowed the runner to come in ahead of him. So those errors do add up into runs, and Subachinski went to third on that error. Could have scored himself, but he waited for the sacrifice fly that followed by Joey Woods to plate the 5th run for
Frank,
Sharps.
You know ball, and you know how strong the players are out in the field for this team. They're an exceptional team out there, Sharps.
Yes, indeed.
And they are running. It's off the pitcher. I don't know if he'll make a play. The throw.
Ooh,
not in time.
Close.
That was close. Give him a base hit. But anyways, the team in the field, Sharps, is pretty loaded. Got a nice, strong, slow pitch team. And they're a little behind, let's say, because they lost 2 close games to Kaipo. So Kaipo's in their class.
They call it, I guess. Kipo.
All right, Kipo's in their class, and they lose 42-2 or something like that?
To the Men of Steel, 43-2.
Wow.
Or 42-3, whatever. It's
How good are
irrelevant.
these guys, then?
That's incredible.
I mean, that's like a ridiculous score.
That is.
Bounce to the right side.
This is trouble.
They go to second for the force. 2 outs. So they just, 4 Seasons are not able to put anything together here in the early going.
Well, 4 Seasons have their problem, but you've got an excellent point. This Kipo team just rolling through, taking the number 2 team down 2 times, and this team looks like they can hit home runs and hit the ball all over the park. Where would these guys catch the ball? I mean, if you're hitting it that hard.
Kelsey, the hitter, is 0 for 1. He bounced out pitcher to first. That only tells me that the Men of Steel must have excellent defensive players.
Absolutely,
too.
You have to.
Squeeze it!
Hannon at short. Throw in time to get Dan Kelsey. No runs, a hit, no errors, one stranded. Sharps leading 5-1 over the 4 seasons going to the bottom of the 3rd, and they look pretty strong in this game.
And we'll go to the top of the order for the Sheriffs Club with Joey Hannon, Gene Porto, Don Woods, and Randy Bartholomew, the scheduled hitters in the bottom of the 3rd. Just an excellent tournament. Just to update the people on how they got here. Frontier Stone lost to the Urban Insulation team, which went quite a long way in this tournament, did they not?
They played well.
They defeated Frontier Stone 6-5, then took the next game. Again, I believe it was 6-5 over Libation Station, and something of an upset is Libation Station was the number 3 seed in this tournament. Then the Urban Insulation team lost finally, 14-4 to this 4 Seasons team. 4 Seasons having defeated the Akron Agway Club by a score of 18-6. There you see some of the scores from the first round action. And then there was one, as you look at the second round of the playoffs, there was one initial forfeit and a 7-0 score there. The Motorcraft Club unable to field the team for that game. So we're moving right along here, and we're into the semifinal contest and setting up for the final. And the number 1 team, Keepo, doesn't have to play until the championship.
Joey Hannon
Usual format.
takes a strike call. There's a good close-up look for you at home of Joe Hannon. Enjoys his softball. He bounces it to first. Tried to go to right field with it and did not get the job done. So Hannon retired, 1 up and 1 away in the 3rd inning. Joey was mentioning to me before the game, we're good friends and off the field, and he's saying how hard the infield is.
Johnny, watch your way on line now.
Is that good or bad?
Well, I guess it's good for slow pitch game. It makes for more action.
Ball sneaks through once in a while, but you also get truer hops sometimes with a hard infield.
A broken jaw, too, possibly. Porto, the hitter, Gene Porto.
Well, if you're a shortstop and you get a broken jaw, you're not doing something. Something's wrong. The pitcher maybe, but not the shortstop. That's another 40, 50 feet back.
To center, right at the center fielder, who makes a very nice catch there. And Koyak, Carl and Koyak. There's a good look at Carl. 2 up and 2 away, so, well, that error really hurt them the last inning, gave them additional couple runs.
2 errors really hurt them. The initial one allowed the runner to get on, and Sobocinski's double with the boot after that allowed the run to come and score. He was put in scoring position at 3rd base because of that error.
Well, I'll tell you, you'll warm up when you start doing the play-by-play and do a little bit more talking. It's getting awful cold here late at night.
The
championship game's going to be very cold. That's got to be a hit. Line into center.
Boy, these guys really do make solid contact. Woods is 2 for 2 now in this game.
Well, that's the 2nd time he's hit the ball just like that, too. A solid line drive that comes down very quick.
It's like a knuckleball when it starts to drop.
And that brings up Randy Bartholomew. He is 1 for 1 with a base hit and a run scored. Really holds the bat up very high in perfect position to chop at that ball. And that is to deep center field, way back, and that is gone. Home run for Bartholomew. He'll round the bases, and it will be 7-1.
Wow. 3 home runs in this ball game. Yikes. These boys can hit the ball. Take a look at the replay of this one. This one just sailed off the bat. Excellent bat speed, as you said. He had a good high handheld position of the bat. And then he just brought it down and looped that bat up into the air and stroked it. Pitcher looks up and says, oh boy.
So I got a problem here. And it carries over the sign. As you look at the running clock, this is not basketball and it's not football. This is softball and there's a running clock.
It's kind of different, huh?
60 minutes for a game. The time allotted.
This guy hit a home
Sharvin,
run.
He's 1 for 1 with a home run.
He hit a 3-run shot last time, and he has excellent bat speed.
A 3-run shot and a 2-run shot. Ball seems to be carrying here at night. You know, even Bartholomew, he's a well-built man, but he's not a big guy. And he certainly has a lot of power. 2 balls and no strikes. 3-0.
Come on, Kevin.
Fraven with a count of 3 balls and no strikes. And he hits it high and deep again to right field. The right fielder back, and he's going to have room. And he makes the catch at the track.
Took a look at a 3-0 count.
He hit that ball a long way. Johnny Zigai out there made the catch. 2 more runs for Sharps on 2 hits, no errors, and unstranded. So we're through 3 innings of play here. We're at the Urban Sports Park, coming to you from Transit Road in Pendleton, New York. 7-1 Sharps after 3 innings, and here to call the play-by-play over the next 3 innings is my colleague, Frank Stewart.
Okay, thank you very much, Walter, as we go to the top of the 4th inning. The top of the order, or near to the top of the order, is Don Kelsey, made the last out. He's your leadoff batter. Then we'll go to the second man in the order, Mike Cerniak, to lead off. He's the first baseman. Then we'll see Steve Cerniak, the third baseman, hitting second this inning. Scott Lambert will follow, hitting third, and then possibly Tom Dudek in the hole. They have just 1 run so far in this ball game, and they've managed just 3 hits in this ball game as the Four Seasons Club, after romping over the Urban Insulation team by a score of 14-4 in the preliminary contest leading up to this one.
Come on now. Good stick.
So they are hitters. They just haven't been able to put it all together thus far. They've hit the ball hard, but it's been handled very well defensively. Nice double play turned by the infield last time for the Sharps Club.
Another bit of information to pass along to you. 7 runs scored by the club leading the game, and they have not left any runners on base. They've made the most of their 6 hits.
Yeah, really clearing the table. Well, nice try by Hand in the shortstop. Base hit into left field, and making the turn is Cerniak. He'll hold there. Solid base hit for him. And the 4th base hit of the ball game for the Four Seasons Club. Coming up now, Steve Cerniak. Must be a brother. They look an awful lot alike.
That ball just evaded Joey Hannon's glove. That's the type of play he can make. Went up high to get in. It just went off the top of his glove. Caught a lot of leather, but the ball was hit extremely hard.
Bouncing into the fielder's choice there, Cerniak scored that one 3-6. They've done that a couple times where the first baseman, Mark Schraben, has gotten into position. Steve Cerniak had gone up there 0 for 1. He's now 0 for 2. He'll be at first base, and with 1 out, we'll look at Scott Lambert, who hit the home run last time up.
And Scott also hit a home run in the preceding game against Urban, winning that game 14-4.
Hitting in the cleanup spot.
Urban Insulation. And Scott also hit one off the fence, too.
Strike call, cleared the plate.
It looks like he's strictly a pull hitter. And that would mean the left field.
Got underneath that one, popped up short left field, and a long run for the left fielder in fair ground, and he'll make the play. Runner tagging, going for 2, and he'll make it. Sliding around the play. Good hustle there for Steve Cerniak, moving up on the plate. But there's 2 outs.
Now Steve trying to make something happen. His club down 7-1, thinking that he might be able to advance. I'll tell you, if Jim Lumadou comes up and makes a perfect throw, they might have a play.
Lumadou did a good job getting that ball. Again, talking about how deep the outfield is playing.
But that ball extremely high in the air, and an outfielder will get to those.
Gene Porter, the pitcher, facing this hitter. This is Tom Dudek, who singled his last time up and went to second base. It's an inside pitch and hits it deep, but this is catchable. And left center field will settle under it. Randy Bartholomew will make the play. So a quick inning. No runs score. There was 1 base hit. There were no errors and 1 runner stranded. They've left 3 on base so far in the ball game. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. There's your score. Sharps 7 and Four Seasons 1. The only interesting thing I'd be interested in finding out, Walt, that may be of import is what were the scores in those 2 losses that Sharps had to Keepo?
Well, they were relatively close games, I understand. Keepo winning 2 close contests. We'll try and get that information.
Maybe your buddy
from the
here might
Keepo
know.
people.
This guy here might know.
They say close. We'll ask the Keepo people.
Well, somebody's got to know the scores. There you see the league standings. Keepo at 14-0. Sharps, that should be enough in there. It's 12-2. Libation Station at 9-5. Four Seasons at 7-7. We're seeing Four Seasons in this game. Libation Station was dumped by the Urban Insulation team. You can see the disparity in their seasonal records. Akron Agway finished at 4-10. Motorcraft finished at 3-11, and Frontier Stone also finished at 3-11.
Urban Insulation picked up 2 wins in the tournament.
Right before your eyes, it changed. Did you see that?
It's the magic of television.
Quick. This is Danny Allen leading off here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Danny bounced to the shortstop his last time up. Pulled one foul over the fence, but it was foul by about 30 feet.
Danny was saying that we broadcast his football games 11 years ago.
It's that hard. Solid shot. Them big guys can swing a mean bat. Another base hit.
Danny said he played for what, Maryville?
Maryville 11 years ago. Let's see, that's 7 hits now in the ball game for Sharps. Batter here will be Bill Gallo. On deck is Jim Lumadou. Bill Gallo ripped the line drive to the third baseman his last time up. Strike call. Bouncing ball, second baseman boots it, has trouble, maybe a play, and he touches the runner, Danny Allen. Stayed with it, and the runner is on with the fielder's choice.
Oh, pretty good thinking there by the second baseman, Kelsey. Knowing that Allen is not the most fleet-footed player, had time to look up and tag him and get the force out. They got to hold him right here at 7 runs. They can't give him too much more leeway on the scoreboard.
That's correct. Bottom of the 4th, this is Jim Lumadou. Pitch missed outside, ball 1. Jim Lumadou reached on an error by the shortstop and then came around to score. Pitch outside. Pitcher doing a pretty good job out there, Kevin Donnelly.
That one didn't miss by too much.
Near the strike zone, every pitch. Ripped, caught by the shortstop, the long throw, and it's thrown off a glove. But with the fence there, beneficial as the play is kept in. So Lumadou goes in the book, and there's 2 down now with the runner at first. They'll bring up Don Sobaczynski, the catcher. And Don hit the ball very hard last time, all the way to the center field wall.
Hey, this is just about a perfect park for a slow pitch.
Really nice.
Well, you've got a lot of distance for home runs. You've got distance to catch the balls in foul territory down the lines.
Rips it to right center field. That'll drop, base hit. The runner will hold at second as the throw comes in and cut off by the shortstop. So another single. That's 2 hits in this inning.
I still think,
first and second.
excuse me, Frank, I still think from watching about 4 games here this evening that the outfielders predominantly play too deep. And a lot of those balls, I believe, would be playable with that fence behind you. The guy powders it over your head, you can still go back and get it. Now look at the right center fielder there.
Yeah,
He's got
moved
about
up.
15 feet behind
He just
him.
moved up, too.
Still
Different
too
hitter.
deep.
This is Joey Woods. Joey hit a deep fly ball to right center field his last time up to have Sobaczynski tag from third base. Joey has good power.
And Joey has maintained his speed too over there. He's got very good speed.
Little delay here. Kevin Donnelly with a smile on his face. A lot of the spectators here dressed for summer, and it is fall weather. Joey hits it deep to right center field, and that right center fielder is drifting back, and it's over his head. Misplayed that ball terribly. 1 run comes in to score, 2 come in to score. Woods is still on his horse, rounding second, going to third, standing up. Boy, he misplayed that one bad.
Should have been caught, but you have to credit a triple to Woods. Hit the ball a long way.
We just said that right center fielder had moved up about 10-15 feet, and that one went right over his head. He really did not play that one well.
No, not at all. Maybe that's why the outfielders are playing so deep. He does not get back on the ball properly. Then he is in a whole lot of trouble and misplays it for a triple.
Once you start backpedaling like that, you're in big trouble.
That might drop.
That's got to drop. Texas League base hit for this guy, and that's Kevin Megan. So he picks up a nice RBI. 3 runs in this inning. And we've had 1, 2, 3, 4 base hits. Woods came in to score from third. We'll go to the top of the order here. This is now a 10-1 ball game. Oof, 4 seasons in some trouble.
Man, it's almost like a heavyweight division in boxers. As you get up in class, the better teams just knock you out.
Yeah. Joey Hannon now looking for his first hit of the ball game. He's hit the ball hard twice, but on the ground. Once to short, once to first base.
You watch the heavyweight boxers when they box against each other, the lower echelon boxers, they look great.
There's a strike.
And then when they go up in class and fight a Tyson, they get knocked out, similar here to these softball teams.
That's correct. Gets a grooved pitch and rips it down left field line. That'll fall in, base hit, skips. Oh, nice stop by that third baseman. The runner coming, he's got to slide under, and he does. Just beat it. Good speed for Kevin Megan, making the turn, and Hannon follows into third. Or into second, excuse me.
Nice hit by Joe Hannon on a line to left. Interesting running there by Megan. He sort of stutter-stepped around second. Well, what he was trying to do was suck the left fielder into thinking that he wasn't going to go, so he'd hold the ball.
Or throw it behind him, maybe. Although most players won't do that. They'll throw it, or maybe to the cutoff man. Then he was going to take off. Good speed anyway. That's hit to right center field. That may fall in a gap, and the right center fielder lets off his glove. 1 run comes in to score, 2nd run comes in to score, and going into second base, standing up easily on the play is Gene Porto.
I'll see how that one scored, but another catchable ball. The ball hit fairly well by Gene Porto coming down on a line, but again, misplayed out there by the outfielder.
We're going to have to give him an error on that one. E9, it takes a hit away from Gene Porto. He was looking for his first hit of the ball game. He's at second base, and there's 2 outs. It's a 12-1 ball game. Bottom of the 4th inning. They're looking to hit around this inning with 2 outs. Hits the plate there. This is Don Woods, 2 for 2, 2 singles in this game. Hits the ball very hard.
Our fans at home might be disagreeing with some of the scoring.
That's going to find a way through, and let's see. They're going to send the runner. Porto's on his horse, and he's going to score easily. As Don Woods is 3 for 3, having a perfect day.
The reason why Joey Woods' hit that was misplayed in right field would be scored a hit technically is because when the ball came down, the outfielder never touched it. The other one that Porto hit, even though he probably hit the ball better than Woods, the outfielder got his glove on it. And you're the official scorer, by the way, so Porto knows.
So I think that Woods' ball was well hit. And Porto's was short, and the outfielder a little bit confused out there as to where he was supposed to play himself. This is Randy Bartholomew, homered his last time, hits this one hard. It's going to get through. And the merry-go-round continues. The ball's bobbled out there by the left fielder, and they're going to send the runner home. The throw coming in is going to be held up at third base. And Don Woods scores all the way from first on the single in the air by the left fielder.
You know, Randy Bartholomew got a flat pitch, a pitch with not a lot of arc, and he hit that ball like it was shot out of a cannon.
Boy, oh boy, they're looking at their 11th batter. Yes, 11th batter in this inning. Still looking for their 3rd out, and this guy does have home run power. He hit 1 home run over the right center, or right field wall, excuse me, down the right field line, and then hit one right to the fence.
This one might not make the time limit here, folks. We're down to 25 minutes remaining.
Bottom of the 4th inning.
I think they'd call this one, too, if it hit the magic 60-minute mark.
Well, high pitch inside, and a strike ball.
Game number 1 that we did, that 6-5 win by Urban in the 7th, that was about a 57-minute game. Went right near the time limit.
Pitch outside, and Mark Schraven will going to wait for a walk if he can. He took a 3-0 count. Deep was last time, so he's a hitter. He just wants a pitch where he can reach it and hit it.
He's going to hit his pitch. He's got a good eye up there.
This may be it. Swings at it. He got under it. It's not going to make it to 300 feet. 295 maybe.
Pretty close.
Caught by Dave Zeidel. So Zeidel makes a nice play out there to close out the bottom of the 4th inning. Some serious damage though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 runs in the inning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 base hits. Totaling up the errors, we had 2 errors in the inning. And they leave just 1 runner stranded on base. So after 4 full innings of play, there you see it. Sharps 14, 4 seasons, 1.
All right, we're going to get a change here. Go ahead.
We got Dave Sechkowski going in for Dan Sobel.
What the heck are you saying? Take your time with that. Dave Sechkowski for Don Sobachinski. How did I handle that?
Very good, very good.
Very good, okay.
Okay. Is that it?
No, I got Tom Sutton going in for Jim Lumadou in left field.
Okay, Tom Sutton, left field for Jim
We're getting
Lumadou.
some changes here from the Sharps team, as you can hear in the background.
Bill Gallo's going to be EP. Dan Allen's going to third base.
Okay, they're just switching there, okay. Very good.
Right, that's from Greg Porter. I hope we had the manager listed correctly. It's Greg Porter, the manager of Sharps. Gene Porter was the pitcher.
Oh, they're up in arms in the band.
It's
Top of the 5th inning. Glenn Randall lead off here. New catcher of the game is Dave Sechkowski. That's ripped in. Hannon, the new pitcher out there. As they move players around, and Gene Porto is going to try short for a while. Let's look at the replay of this as Hannon's going to deliver this pitch. Now watch the reaction.
Joey Hannon,
Oops,
shortstop,
yeah, right back at you.
natural shortstop and infielder, makes the one-handed catch. It's got to be an art to being a slow pitch catcher.
I guess. John Zguy, the hitter now. 1 out in the top of the 5th inning. Karl Antkowiak is on deck. Zguy walked his last time up. He's got a good eye. Rips this one and over Danny Allen in the left field. That's a solid softball hit. He'll make the turn and hold at first. Good base hit there. They haven't had many in this ball game. That is their 5th base hit into the 5th inning. Crowd is starting to dwindle down here as the temperature
No, they're all
really
inside.
dropped.
No, they're all inside watching the end of the football game. They know this game's over, so they're going to prepare for the championship game.
it is over. There's not much doubt in our mind. This would be a tremendous comeback if they were able to do it. And Kaliak up to Hannon. They'll turn 2 and make the play. Double play. Hannon really having a nice night.
Lucky's got a good glove. He'd be target practice.
Yeah, really. Let's look at the replay.
There's Joey. Boy, it's just like they drew it up on the board. The runner knows that he's a dead duck out there.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors, none left. Let's go to the bottom of the 5th. It remains Sharps 14. Four Seasons is down.
I'll tell you, when they get a 1-2-3 inning, boy, it doesn't take too much time off the clock.
No, it doesn't. About a minute and a half to 2 minutes.
Now, let's set the stage for you. It's going to go to the 2-seeded teams. Kaipo, record of 14-0, and Kipo, a record of 14-0, and Sharps, a record of 12-2. And Kipo beat Sharps both games during the regular season, and we understand they were very competitive, close contests.
That's what we believe. Yeah, we're going to have to find out the score from somebody.
And Kipo, undefeated in this league, and a lot of good athletes played. We'll just say it one last time so you give you an idea how good the Silver Bullets Men of Steel's team is. They beat Kipo 42 to something, 42 to 3, 4,
Yeah, 42
whatever.
to 3, I think was the score.
That's unbelievable.
Did he say how many home runs, Mr. Urban? Did he say how many home runs were in that game?
Well, one guy hit 8.
8 in one game. Ooh.
2 games, I guess.
Oh, 2 games, all right. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. 2 games. See, that's not 1. Didn't have that good a day. This is Danny Allen. Takes a strike. 1-1 the count here. Allen is 1 for 2 in the ball game. He'll be followed by Bill Gallo, and then the new player Tom Sutton.
You'd think that might get boring for those type of players to be hitting all those home runs.
This is hit deep, and it's going to
He's got
pull
room
foul. And caught by the left fielder out there, Tom Dudek.
See,
Right underneath that one.
That's what I was talking about, fans. There's so much room in foul ground. Dudek went over, he had about another 8 to 10 feet. He could have went over more and got it. That makes it very interesting for slow pitch because an outfielder can run and get him in foul ground.
Yeah, he doesn't have to worry about that close fence there. He's got plenty of room. This is Tom Sutton, his first trip into the ball game, as he replaces Bill Gallo at third base. Bouncing ball right back to the pitcher. And there's 1 down or 2 down here. Score that one 1-3. Quick inning potentially for the Four Seasons Club here at the bottom of the 5th defensively. Or check that. That was Bill Gallo. I'm sorry. Sutton is now the hitter for Lumadou. That was Bill Gallo up there. And Sutton his first trip to the plate. That's outside, ball 1. Dave Sikowski is on deck. Bouncing ball, shortstop should get a good hop. He'll bobble the throw. No. He beat it. What do we score that one? I didn't see it on
That's
screen.
definitely an error on Randall. All he had to do was come up cleanly with the first hop, and he would have been able to throw out the runner, who did run well, though, down the first baseline.
E6. This is incredible.
Here comes our buddy
2, 4, 6 errors in the ball game now.
from the batting cages.
Dave Sikowski.
Dave had some good rips in the batting cages. Let's hope that he keeps it up here.
Well, he was having the 2 pitched at him at the same time. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Gets an inside pitch and rips it. It's going to be caught. Nice grab by the right fielder. Diving out on that one. John Zeguy pulls that one out of the dirt and makes the grab. Let's look at the replay.
Let's take a look at this catch again. Did this end up a fair ball? Z-guy in right field. Can't tell. There's no lines out there.
It was a just over the line, I believe, in foul ground.
Foul
from
ground.
an angle.
But very nice sliding catch by Z-guy.
Bottom of the 5th inning, no runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 stranded. We'll go to the top of the 6th. 14-1 is our score.
Well, the story of this game, the Four Seasons offense, which has been so productive for them, beating Akron Agway 18-6 and Urban 14-4, it sort of left them. Urban Insulation.
They used them up.
Yeah, they scored 32 runs. It's 16 runs per game average, and they've got 1 so far.
They have hit the ball hard, but they're hitting the ball at people and they're turning double plays. Good defense here for the Four Seasons or the Sharps team, especially the infield. Dave Zidell, Kevin Donnelly, and Brad Nutty in the top of the 6th. Strike call. Zidell is 0 for 1. He bounced to the pitcher his first time up. Loops this one into short left center field, and that is not handled. It's a base hit. He's going to try for 2 as nobody picks up the ball, and he'll get there.
No, it's got to be scored a hit. A nice try out there by Bartholomew. Almost came up with a shoestring catch. And Zidell ends up at second base with a double.
Zidell on at second with nobody out. We'll go with Kevin Donnelly, the pitcher. Donnelly singled his last time up. Strike call from Joey Hannon. Getting some work on the mound. Popped up to short right center field, and that'll drop. Base hit. Runner holds at second base, which is surprising.
Probably the only player that had a chance for that would have been Joey Woods. Now, even though it's 14-1 and it's a blowout, an opportunity, a couple of hits like this fall in, they make it respectable, get back in the game. And then once you get back in the game, you never know, you keep pressing on.
Well, that's true. You're never out of a ball game. Although things do look grim in this one. This is Brad Nutty, the 11th player in the order, the designated hitter, I guess. Extra hitter. Bounced into a fielder's choice last time, hit towards first base. It's an inside pitch, and he goes down the third base line. It'll be foul. Big inning last inning for, or the fourth inning for the Sharps team, as they scored 7 runs to really blow this game wide open.
Another incredible statistic. They've scored 14 runs on 13 hits and have left only 2 on base.
Popped up down the right field line, and the first baseman will get there and grab it. And the runner's tag. Thrown around. Ooh, that was dangerous. Almost threw that into the outfield. First baseman did.
No, I don't think Brad Nutty's too happy with that particular swing. 2 on, and he wanted to really level one out somewhere. He just got underneath one.
Top of the order here, Don Kelsey 0 for 2. Runners at first and third now in the tag up play as Zidell went to third base. Joey Hannon working to Kelsey. On deck, Mike Cerniak. Bouncing ball. That'll find a way through. 1 run will come in to score. Runner, it's off the leg out there, and the runner's going to go for third. Donnelly. The throw coming into second. The tag. Oh, and just getting there quickly was Kelsey. An error on the left fielder on the play. An RBI for Kelsey. He'll take second base. And holding up at third was Donnelly. This is Mike Cerniak, hit the ball very hard his last time up.
It's the first error committed defensively by Sharps.
Pitch outside, ball 1. No pitch, no arc on that one. Flat pitch. Line drive, that's a base hit. 1 run comes in to score. Will they send the second? The throw into second base, and in easily is Kelsey, and that's a 2-run base hit for Mike Cerniak, and they're starting to climb back into this, make it interesting. 3 runs into this inning with 4 singles and an error, and the runner holds at first. We're into a 14-4 ball game.
Yeah, making it look respectable. And if the clock is working properly with 13 minutes and 25 seconds to go and running down, if they were to have a couple of big rallies, they'd run out of time, possibly.
Possibly, yeah. This is the other Cerniak, and he hits it to straightaway center field and deep. Center fielder's out there, though, and he'll Willie Mays type catch it, basket catch it, and Cerniak, Mike Cerniak will go to second on the tag-up. So with 2 outs now, it'll be up to Scott Lambert, who does have home run power.
There's Bartholomew out there, made the nice catch, and Don Wood's running right by him. And Bartholomew able to keep his judgment on the ball and make the catch.
Well, let's be
like
sure,
Willie
yeah.
Mays.
Scotty, shake my off, Scott.
Scott Lambert, he had a home run earlier in the contest, the hitter.
Bouncing ball, shortstop, booted it,
Come on in.
and the runner will come in to score. That's Gene Porto who booted that. Again, I was a little bit screened on the play. Is that an error? Thought we were going to get run over here. Is that an E6?
That's a tough call.
I couldn't see.
I guess we'd have to call it an error. The ball was hit directly to the shortstop. It was hit so hard that it might have skipped right before the shortstop had a chance to make the play and came up his leg and hit his knee area or something like that and went by him, but still a playable ball.
14-5 is the score, and runners at a runner at first base and 2 out. And this is Tom Dudek. Dudek is 1 for 2. Shortstop, and the easy flip over to second, and that'll be it. Fielder's choice. Score that one 6-4 to close out the top of the 6th inning. But they do pick up some runs. 4-run score. They had 4 base hits. There were 2 errors in the inning and 1 runner stranded on base. So we'll go to the bottom of the 6th, and there you see it. Sharps 14, and now the Four Seasons Club picking up 4 there. They've got 5 total, a 9-run difference between these 2 clubs. And the Keepo team starting to warm up and trying to loosen up in this chilly, cold weather.
I'll tell you, that last play by the shortstop, Gene Porto, who switched positions with Joe Hannon, was an excellent defensive play. It looked like that ball was going to go through for a base hit up the middle, and he reached down, made the nice play, and the flip to second for the out. Well, it's not going to be ideal settings for a championship game. The park's beautiful. The lights are beautiful, the surroundings are beautiful, but the weather is very cold, and that might have an effect on the outcome of the final game. You'd like to have the championship game under sunny skies, but it's going to be under the lights and in very cold temperatures.
And we're going to need something warm after the end of this.
I thought we were not allowed to have anything like that when we're
Coffee?
doing the game. Oh, coffee.
This is Glenn Randall, or pardon me, this is Joey Woods. In the bottom of the 6th inning for the Sharps team, Woods is, let's see, 1 for 1. He had a sacrifice fly and hit a triple at deep right center. There's good power. There's a strike call.
You don't know that, you know, ever look over your shoulder, Big Brother's watching?
Sometimes. Woods will be followed by Kevin Megan and then Joey Hannon.
Get us started here. Get the runs right back.
Ripped, shortstop off his glove. Woods will make the turn and hold. Again, I was screened by the big catcher. I couldn't see it.
It's another tough call. The ball could have been caught, but I'd have to score that a base hit by the way it was hit on a line drive and coming down. That's 2 that we've scored in the favor of Joey Woods. The one to right field and now this one.
We don't know him, do we?
I know Joey.
Oh. Kevin Megan.
If I had to score it, I'd score it a hit.
Yeah, I'd give it a hit too. Megan is 1 for 2 in this game with a run scored. He's the 11th hitter in their order. Plays right field.
Is this the same player or is this a substitute?
No, this is Kevin Megan.
He blooped that hit in there the last time.
Strike called, 2-1 the count. Joey Hannon on deck.
Joey loves to stay in.
Popped up. Third baseman. No, shortstop will handle. So Woods holds at first base in the bottom of the 6th. Megan is booked by the shortstop, and we'll go to the top of the order, Joey Hannon. With 1 out. Another hit in this ball game for the Sharps team, adding to their total. Hannon is 1 for 3. Strike call. Gets his pitch and takes it to straightaway center field. Good hop, and oh, nice stop by the center fielder, Ant Kowiak, as Woods. And he's in there safely. Joey Hannon stretching it and slid underneath the tag.
Yeah, Joey, complete ball player out there, saw he had an opportunity to take the extra base on the throw-in and did. Good speed allowed him to get there, and then you take a look at Joey Woods at third.
Woods is at third base. Joey Hannon is at second now. 2 hits in the inning and just 1 out. This will bring up Gene Porto.
They're milking the clock down to the 8-minute mark.
There you go. Gene is 0 for 3 looking for his first hit. And he takes it deep to left field, but right at the left fielder. He'll get a sacrifice out of this. And an RBI to his credit. Hannon held at second base. So another run in, 15-5 is the score, and there's 2 down, and this will bring up Don Woods, who's having a real good night. 3 for 3, 3 solid base hits, 3 runs scored. Not much more you can ask for the number 3 man in your hitting order.
David Elliott's now.
Bouncing ball off the glove of the third baseman. Hannon's going to make the turn and go home, and he'll come in standing up. And we'll give him a base hit on that one to make him a perfect 4 for 4 on the night. And give him another RBI. As Hannon scores the 16th run of the ball game for Sharps. 16-5. They're in the bottom of the 6th inning here with 2 outs. This is Randy Bartholomew, 3 for 3 with a home run, 2 runs scored. Hits the ball hard. Good pitch, strike call.
Randy, you're good, Randy.
It's a little deep, ball 1. 1-1 the count here with 2 outs. Mark Schraben's on deck. A little too high. Three and 1 the count.
You know the way this guy gets, Frank. He's got to be swinging in this situation. He's not going to take a walk, I don't think, unless it's way out of the strike zone.
No, it's there. Takes takes the walk to set it up for Schraben.
What
There's
did I
runners
say?
at
I
first
said
and
he'd
second.
take the walk if it was
That's sort of what I heard.
presented to him.
Sort of what I heard. Must be what you meant to say.
No, that's what I said.
Well, whatever you said is okay with me. Runners at first and second, 2 outs, 2 runs in this inning. This is Schraben. Homered his first time up and then hit deep twice.
Got the scores of the games too. That Kipu one.
Okay.
If you're looking forward to the championship game, it should be a good one. Kipu beat Sharps 11-10 and 14-11.
11-10 and 14-11. 14-11, close games. That's outside. Schraben's waiting for his pitch. 2-1 the count. There it is. And he gets underneath it and he hits it deep. It's 3 runs for Mark Schraben. A 3-run shot, his second of this ball game. He stroked it. Got his pitch and launched it. Mark Schraben. 3 more runs in. This thing is way out of line now.
Yeah, that's his second home run, and Shriver also hit 2 balls right out to the fence. Let's take a look at the home run hit again by Shriver. It carries well over the fence there, as you see, right over the insurance agency sign. And they're making this a runaway, 19-5, and the clock continues to wind down to the 4:40 mark.
Boy, it's got to be frustrating for the Four Seasons team. This is Danny Allen.
See that
Takes the
scoreboard
pitch,
in the
ball 1.
background? Excuse me, Frank. There's the clock right up there. People might be wondering, what is he nuts? What's he talking about? A clock? Softball?
Again, Allen hits it, but he's going to hit it foul near the fence area and coming out. Nice grab. Oh, he dropped it.
Now, can you believe that that ball was catchable?
Tom Dudek, no, it just seemed to hang. I thought it was well out of play.
Well, over the fence, but that's how much room there is down that left field and right field line.
Most unusual, as you see the monitor there, the clock winding down to 4 minutes. Most unusual, you don't usually see a diamond perfectly symmetrical as this one is, but it was designed that way, laid out that way, and it really is a nice park. 1-1 count with 2 outs. Danny Allen, 5 runs in this inning. Gets his pitch bounced, good hop for the third baseman. Now he bobbles at the throw, bobbled all over the place. E5 on that one. They don't want to end this thing. They're going to run out of time.
Now, Danny did something there that some players do on occasion. After
Watch
the ball
the
was bobbled, no, he sort of slowed up the last 4 or 5 steps, the first, if you notice. He gave the throw an opportunity to beat him if he had just ran through all the way.
The guy behind it doesn't really appreciate that, the on-deck batter. He's looking to get his first hit of the ball game. That's hit to right field. The right fielder's got a lot of room, and he's a good glove, and he'll make the play. So that's it in the bottom of the 6th inning. 5 runs come in to score on 1, 2, 3, 4 base hits. We had an error, and we had 1 stranded. We'll go to the top of the 7th and last gasp for the Four Seasons Club. It is now Sharps 19, Four Seasons 5.
Weekends are special this fall on ESPN. Saturdays, you'll see the country's finest college football teams from all the most competitive conferences throughout the day and into the night live. Sundays, ESPN delivers the first and last words on the pro game. NFL Game Day previews all the matchups. Then NFL Primetime wraps it up with the greatest plays from every game. Football and ESPN. It's the right combination.
Okay, and this will be it, the 7th inning. I don't think that there'll be any more innings this season for the Four Seasons, at least in this league. They're going to finish in 3rd position. And a good performance by the Four Seasons Club in the 2 previous games to this one, defeating Akron Agency 18-6, and then coming up with a very nice win over Urban Insulation And Urban Insulation was playing good ball at that time, lost to Four Seasons 14-4. Sharps will go on to play Keepo in the championship game. Keepo having defeated Sharps 2 times this year by 11-10 and 14-11 scores. The only 2 losses for the Sharps team this year.
And the clock is winding down under 2 minutes.
Yeah,
You got to be a hitter now. You've got to be a hitter.
That's true. Glenn Randall, the hitter, is 0 for 2. We'd like to thank our crew who worked this evening, the second game of our triple header here, which is most unusual from the Urban Sports Park in Pendleton, New York. One other time I can remember us doing a triple header from the Lackawanna League when we did 2 men's A game and then a women's slow pitch game. That's bounced up the middle for a base hit. Actually shot up the middle, more on a line drive that bounced right past the pitcher's mound, past Hannon, and into center for a hit. Hit number 10. 10 hits in the ball game.
Well, that's not bad. They had a good inning last inning, picking up 4 runs with 4 base hits.
Get our total line score up here for the other team and tabulate the last inning. And we'd like to thank our crew who worked, and of course Rick Carneth, our coordinator in charge of everything here, and Mike Cumbo in the van. Joe Malucci, not quite certain on all the titles. That's line to Allen at third, and he makes the catch. Chris Anbellis on one camera, and Gary Black on the other camera. And that's it. We don't have our regular man David D with us this evening. And that's our crew. They're doing a fine job. A lot of work for the camera people here. 3 games. They're really, Chris Ann in her shorts, she's got to be freezing. And that's line to left. Left fielder comes on and cannot make the catch. A solid hit for Antoyak. John Seaguy, by the way, was the last batter that hit that line drive to third. So that's 2 hits in the inning.
Counting down to 17 seconds.
Gives them 11 hits in the ball game. 19 runs being scored in a game is not so much an oddity, but when you score 19 runs on 17 hits and leave only 3 runners on base, as Shar says, Frank, that's an oddity.
Cash in those chips. Well, you got to wonder, like the Four Seasons did. They defeated the Urban Insulation team 14-4, maybe used up all their offense.
Bartholomew, the throw in, they're going to get him at third. Run scores on the solid base hit by Dave Zidell. Give him an RBI. That pumps the score up to 19-6. But they caught the other runner trying to go to third, Antoyak, and a strong throw from Bartholomew was cut off, and then the relay throw got Antoyak going to third. 19 runs, 17 hits, 2 errors, and 3 left on base for Sharps. Bartholomew had a home run and 3 for 3 at the plate. Donnie Woods 4 for 4 with 4 runs scored. He had an outstanding game. Shriven had 2 home runs in the ball game.
Starting to hit the ball real well here.
There's another solid hit. Kevin Donnelly comes up with a hit. He's 3 for 3. Kevin Donnelly did a nice job, and he also pitched well.
It would have been another run had that runner not attempted to score from second or go to third from second base. He had Koyak.
You could practically go on and on the Sharps team, but Joey Woods also had 3 hits. And it's going to set up a very interesting matchup. We've got 6 runs on 13 hits, 6 errors, and 2 left on base for the team that's going to lose this game, Four Seasons. And the clock has wound down to the buzzer. End of regulation, but they're still playing, so we're in overtime. Although the score does not reflect it. 1 out to go. And that should do it.
Nobody there. There's nobody there. Oh, yeah, barehanded.
Flips it over to Hannon, and Hannon makes the play. In the inning, 1 run on 4 hits. And there were no errors and 1 stranded on base. So the final score, 19-6, Sharps wins it. Sharps 19 runs, 17 hits, 2 errors, 3 left on base. And the winning pitcher was Gene Porto. And for Four Seasons, 6 runs on 13 hits, 6 big errors, Frank, too many errors. And they stranded 3 runners on base. So for Frank Stewart, Walter John bidding you so long. The final score in this one, Sharps 19 and Four Seasons 6. Now don't go away. Stay tuned for the championship game of the Urban Sports Park.
Game 3, Sharps versus Keepo here at the Urban Park on Transit Road in Pendleton, New York. And I'm Frank Stewart working along with Walter John. This is the championship game of this tournament. Leading off for Sharps will be Joey Hannon, and he'll be playing the pitcher's position. Don Woods will follow. Mark Shraven to follow him. Randy Bartholomew is hitting cleanup tonight. Dave Sechkowski's hitting 5th, the catcher. Dan Allen's hitting 6th, the third baseman. Gene Porto's a shortstop. hitting 7th. Joey Woods hitting 8th is your second baseman. Jim Lemadou's hitting 9th. The left fielder, Don Sabachinsky's your extra hitter, and he is hitting in the 10th spot. And Kevin Megan is your right fielder, and he is hitting in the 11th spot. There's your first hit of the ball game.
Yeah, blue hit for Joe Hannon that found its way into short left field. Joe, not his normal swing, but he got a break on that one, Frank, as it dropped in front of the left fielder, Jack Deal. And behind the shortstop, Nick Harrington. So Hannon's at first with nobody out, and it brings up Don Woods. Don Woods, the right fielder, went 4 for 4 in the semifinal win by Sharps. He had a big game as Sharps won it going away 19-6.
All singles.
Yeah, he hit a lot of balls to left center right on the line. Strike is called. So Joe Hannon will take that hit, I'm sure. You know, we get them from time to time when you play. That's hit hard, and again, it's on a line, and it drops in front of the right center fielder who rifles it back in. And that was Dave Elliott, the right center fielder. So 2 consecutive hits, and Woods is now 5 for 5.
Boy, does he hit the ball hard. Line drive shots. There you see the Keepo record over the season, 14-0 overall. They defeated the Sharps team twice during the regular season. Close ball games, though, 11-10 in one game and 14-11 in the other ball game. So there's a pretty good rivalry developing between these two teams.
Oh, you can bet on that. The Sharps team gunning for this championship game. Mark Sharvin, the first baseman, he hit 2 home runs, and he takes a strike called. Sharvin hit 2 home runs in the last contest, the semifinal game, and 2 balls out near the warning track, and every time he hit the ball extremely high in the air and deep to right field. So lefty versus lefty here, and that's an illegal pitch up high, 1-1. Left-hander versus left-hander. Rick Gill, the pitcher, a count of 2-1. He has fallen behind. And that is a little deep, 3-1. I'll tell you one thing, Mark Sharvin probably looks at more pitches than just about any other hitter that we've seen tonight.
And the
And
pitcher,
ball 4, he draws a walk.
pitcher did not wait for him to get set, as the others had. He had called timeout twice, trying to slow the pitcher down. Rick Gill trying to keep the pace and tempo at his pace. And there you see Sharvin talking to the first base coach there, telling him the same thing. Bases are loaded, none out.
And another good hitter, Randy Bartholomew. Randy went 3 for 3. He should cream that one. That shot out there to left field, and it's caught in left center. A good catch by Jeff Stoll. Scoring easily from third base is Hannon. That ball hit extremely hard by Bartholomew, but a good catch out there in left center by Jeff Stoll.
It just didn't dive as much as the previously hit balls by Don Woods had done. Dropped right in front of the outfield. This one sailed a little bit further. Good hard hit shot, though, by Bartholomew.
Boy, and I'll tell you, Bartholomew got a very flat pitch to swing at, and he hit it as hard as he could, but right at the left fielder.
Umpire wants to dust the plate off. Umpire doing a pretty good job here tonight also, as he's worked 3 straight games to get to this championship.
Dave Sachkowski, the hitter now.
Sure, Brett is still hot in the cold.
Dave, a left-handed hitter. It's Dave Nemi, the umpire, N-E-M-I. And Dave hits it up the middle, caught by the pitcher. They go for 1, and they're going to turn 2. And that is really going to change the complexion of the game. It looked like a big inning developing for Sharps, and they come out of it with just 1 single run. That's not much, 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, 1 stranded. The big double play gets Kipu out of further damage. It's 1-0 going to the bottom of the first, and here's the Kipu lineup.
We may take a look at the double play very quickly, but anyway, the lineup: Jeff Stoll will be the left center fielder hitting first for Kipo. Mark Sobierski is the right fielder hitting second. Nick Harrington hitting third is your shortstop. Rick Gill is the pitcher hitting fourth. Let's look at the replay of this. Right back to the pitcher as he drops back into position. Good glove. And look at this throw on the mark to the first baseman. Nicely done by the shortstop. Hitting the 5th spot will be Steve Wagner, the first baseman. Todd Wheeler is hitting 6th, the third baseman. Dave Elliott's a right center fielder hitting 7th. John Hamilton's hitting 8th, the catcher. Jack Pitsley is the second baseman hitting 9th, and Jack Deal is in left field. He'll be hitting 10th in this ball game. Kipo 14-0. Let's get our first look at them for tonight's action.
And on the mound making the start, Joe Hannon getting the start pitching. We'll have to fill out our sheet properly. Porto started the last game pitching. Hannon came in relief, and then Joe Hannon will make the start. Kipu out of Lockport, winners of 2 games this year against Sharps, 11-10 and 14-11. We'll send up Jeff Stoll. Takes outside for ball 1. Jeff, the left center fielder. And that is short of the plate. Ball 2. Mark Shraven is over at first base defensively. Joe Woods is at second. That misses, ball 3. At short is Gene Porto, and at third is Dan Allen. The pitcher is Joe Hannon. And there's a strike call. Dave Sechahowski, the catcher. That's hit to third by Allen. Got through him for a base hit. And going into second, they're going to have him? No. Good slide. And a heads-up running stretches a single into a double for Jeff Stoll.
Boy, he really stretched that out far, didn't he? Just never stopped running.
Tommy Sutton's in left field, Randy Bartholomew in left center, Don Woodson right center, and Kevin Megan is in right field defensively for the Sharps team. Mark Soberski, the right fielder, takes a strike call. Mark very intense at the plate, a right-handed hitter, hits it to short, and off the shortstop, the long throw, not in time, so our first error of the game. The ball hit in the hole. Really a tough chance, Frank, though, but have to be an error.
For Porto, yeah, unfortunately, he just got the tough hop on that one. Gene playing the shortstop position showed a good arm trying to recover on the play, but just couldn't do it.
Although it's very cold at the game time, starting time near 11 o'clock here, as Nick Harrington, the shortstop, comes up. Both teams very intense. Strike called, and when you're that intense, a lot of times you don't feel how the weather is. Some players still playing in shorts. The 2 balls that really could have been caught turned into 2 runners. There's a solid hit into right center. Here comes the run to tie the game. It's hooted out there, and 2 runs will score. And the runner goes to third, and he'll be in there. A base hit and an error, and a 2-1 lead now for Keepool in the bottom of the first inning, and still nobody out.
Well, a tough start for the Sharps team. They look so strong, so good in that first ball game that we covered, the semifinal leading to this championship. There you see the hitter, Nick Harrington, reaches with a solid base hit. That'll pick up 1 RBI for sure. But then on the error, the other runner came in to score, and he advanced to third base on the error by the right center fielder.
Brings up Rick Gill, pitcher versus pitcher, and that's a ball called. 1-0. Steve Wagner is on deck. Mark Silversky had some excellent speed out there. He just turned at third and scored easily. Good heads-up base running. They didn't even make a play at the plate. 2-0. Joey Hannon in trouble here in the bottom of the first. There's a strike called. He's in trouble because his team did not make a couple plays behind him and have turned it over. And that's through the second baseman for a base hit. Ball hit extremely hard. Run number 3 scores. It's 3-1. A solid hit by Gill and an RBI. And another ball, Frank, that solid hit, but a great defensive play stops that ball.
Yeah, it's very, very tough to determine whether he could have got that glove down quick enough. Maybe the ball didn't come up in the hop that he expected, but he never really touched it.
Stayed down, but still, it's the type of ball that an exceptional defensive play could be made on that kind of ball.
They are not hitting the ball deep or long ball hitters, but they are finding the holes, and they're taking advantage of the 2 errors so far this inning.
Steve Wagner takes a strike on the outside corner.
Well, these guys really line up away from that plate, don't they?
Well, you can take it to all fields that way. Take it to right field. 1 ball and 1 strike to Steve Wagner, the first baseman. And Steve hits it hard to Hannon. He handles it. They get 1, and they get 2. Beautiful play by Hannon.
Great job.
He flipped it to Gene Porto, who made the throw to Mark Schravin.
That clears the bases now. As you score that 1 to 6-3, a duplicate double play of the play that closed out the top half of the first inning defensively for Keepo. They get one back in their face here. But they're down 3 runs, the Sharps team is, and they need to get out of this inning.
Okay, that will bring up Todd Wheeler. So 2 for the price of 1. We've seen a lot of double plays turned over in the 3 games that we covered.
Good defense, very good defense.
And luckily for Joey Hannon, he's a good fielding pitcher because that was a ball that was ticketed up the middle. There's a strike called. 2 balls and a strike. And that's hit hard to second, and that's off the second baseman. Ole. You can see how that one scored. Them balls are not coming out there meekly, though.
No, they're coming hard, and I think I'll give him a base hit on that one. I don't think that Woods was able to get over quick enough, and he just put the glove down and skittered off the side of it.
All right, that's hit number 4 in the inning, along with 2 errors. And that brings up Dave Elliott, the right center fielder. His club leading 3-1. And a strike is called.
Okay, John, when you get up there, show them how it's done.
That's hit to short and through the shortstop, Porto.
Guy never stopped running.
Runners at the corners with 2 outs. Another error, 3 in the inning, and with liberal scoring, there could be more.
Yes, really. Well, anyway, Wheeler winds up going to third base on the error by the shortstop. His second error this inning. And this inning's not over with.
Beautiful league championship trophy here from the Urban Sports Park that maybe in between innings we'll have an opportunity to get on camera.
Oh, we put it right up on top of our TV monitor, and it is a classic softball trophy.
Brings up John Hamilton, the catcher. John takes a strike call. 4 hits and 3 errors in the inning, and Kipu of Lockport has grabbed a 3-1 lead. Well, I'll tell you what, Frank, though, with 4 hits and 3 errors, 3 runs, if they can get out of it right now, it's not that bad.
It's not too bad. It's still an early ball game, and you can expect that there's plenty of hits coming out of the Sharps bats in this game yet.
Key spot for Hamilton to hit in, get a run in, and keep the inning alive. He's got a count of 2-1 on him. And that's hit to Hannon, who's like a cat out there.
He is good.
In the inning, 3 runs, 4 hits, 3 big errors, and 2 runners stranded. So you had a little bit of everything in that inning. We've played 1. It's Kipu, 3, and Sharps, 1. And here's your Adelphia Cable Sports scoreboard. As you look at the Urban Sports Park, and that's the third baseline area. This field, I'll tell you, Frank, out of all the games that we've done in the different parks, by far the best lit field.
Oh, easily.
Professional lighting out here.
Absolutely. And in fact, the indication from Kevin Walkowski was that they're overloaded with lighting in this particular time. Well, there you see it. Just a beautiful trophy. And the victor will take that trophy home and put it in their establishment that they're playing for. Kipo looking to take it, and Sharps also. But that is just one heck of a nice trophy. One of the nicer ones I've ever seen.
Well, everything first class out here with the operation.
You know, we talked about it too. We had a chance to talk to Howard Urban, and we were amazed at how quickly we got out here. Remember, Walt, just about 20 minutes from Walden Avenue?
That's correct. It's Spirit at shortstop. Excellent play by the shortstop defensively, Nick Harrington. Todd Wheeler's at third, Nick Harrington at short. Jack Pitsley is at second, and Steve Wagner is at first. Mark Saberski's in right field, Dave Elliott in right center, Jeff Stoll in left center, and Jack Gill is in left field. John Hamilton, the catcher, and Rick Gill is the pitcher.
But not too long of a drive. It's surprising. You think Pendleton's out of sight and out of reach, but it's pretty close. Much closer than you'd expect. Right on Transit Road, just past Millersport Highway, heading towards Lockport.
2 balls and no strikes. And it's a legal pitch, 3-0. And also mentioned there is a restaurant here, a beautiful restaurant, and they were serving lobster Dainies too for $11.95 today, so that's a very reasonable price. And it was packed here at about supper time.
Can't stop talking about those Dainies.
No,
I know every
I
time
didn't
you
get
went
any.
into there, you just...
I had a promise, but I didn't get any.
Oof.
So a walk to Gene Porto. It brings up
These outfielders are playing tight, Walt.
Joey Woods. And Woods hits it to left center. It's caught out there as the outfielder slipped while making the catch.
Great
Stoll.
catch.
Stoll, with good presence of mind, still made the catch.
Great catch. We talked in the first couple of ball games how deep the outfielders seem to be playing. Well, these guys here for the Kipo team really are challenging the hitters. Joey Woods took it deep to left center field, but look at this play. Diving as the ball tailed away from him, the left center fielder, Jeff Stoll. Nicely done.
And that brings up Jim Lamadou. Jim, a right-handed hitter. And Jim hits it back to the box. Boy, we've seen some great fielding by the pitchers. And Gill flips it over to the first baseman, Steve Wagner. No runs, no hits, no errors, a walk, and 1 stranded. Going to the bottom of the second inning, it's Kipu, 3, and Sharps, 1.
For Kipo in their half of the second inning, we'll look at Jack Pitsley, the second baseman, followed by Jack Deal, the left fielder. Then the top of the order with Jeff Stoll coming up. They managed to play 3 runs last inning on 4 base hits and 3 defensive errors committed in the field by the Sharps club. Sharps looking to settle down defensively, maybe get through a quicker inning if they can. Players heading out there trying to get organized, and looks like we've got a defensive change with Joe Woods moving over to play shortstop, Gene Porto going to play second base. Unless they switch back, that is going to be the strategy, with Joey Hannon staying on the mound.
You know, they move a lot of players around. We're going to look at the 10 and 11 hitters in the order, actually the 9 and 10 hitters, because for the first time in our 3 games, Kipu is batting only 10 players. They're the first team that has not used that extra hitter.
That extra hitter not in the order, yes.
And I think unless you have a really solid extra hitter, sometimes that works against you. Jack Pitsley, Jack Deal, the 9 and 10 hitters, and then the top man, Jeff Stoll.
Well, a lot of times that's a spot to use if you've got a player who consistently shows up, doesn't play defense. You want to get him in there and keep him active in the ball game, use him as the extra hitter. But you're right, sometimes if you don't have a strong hitter, he takes you out of a ball game, because sometimes that's definitely not going to be a solid hitter.
Well, that's
not going to get on base.
Maybe your 3 top hitters in the order will lose 1 at bat.
That's correct.
Could work out that way. We don't have that problem with our cable team in the playoffs. Our extra hitter has been red hot.
Yeah, everybody showed up.
Line for a base hit. Ball looked like it was going to be short of the strike zone, and Jack Pitsley went out and got it.
And it was outside, too. Got a good vantage point right behind home plate here at the Urban Park on the main diamond, and really that was outside and it was short. He just reached out, lunged at it, and you could hear him grunt as he stroked the ball.
Seems like it's warming up here now in the second inning. It's starting to get a little warmer here in Pendleton.
I think you need a hat on.
Jack Deal, the left fielder. Jack, number 21.
That's what they call frost on the pumpkin, right? Brain gets a little cold.
Ball 1 outside. He takes it inside for ball 2. 2-0. Deal, not a big guy, a lot of speed. Takes a strike called. Left-hand hitter, ideal for that 10th spot. And takes strike 2 called. That looked like it was a little short, but the
umpire said black.
Call it a strike. Hit the black.
Hit the black.
Deal takes inside 3-2. He's got a running dialogue along with the home plate umpire in this game, Dave Nemay. And that's lined to right center. It's caught and not too happy. Jack Deal. See, lines out, hit the ball hard, but at the right center fielder. 1 out. That was Don Woods out there making the catch. We'll bring up Jeff Stoll. Jeff legged out a double as he got the ball by the third baseman, Allen, and scored a run in the first. And he tried to go down the right field line. He carried it out of play. Music in the background here, the Urban Sports Park. Pitch is foul down the left field line. Nobody will get to that. He can't do this again because with 2 strikes, you have to hit it fair or it's a strikeout if you hit another foul one. For our viewing audience, the Urban Sports Park is located at 6856 South Transit Road in Pendleton, New York. And they have batting cages and a fine restaurant out here and just about anything you want. And Frank, after this pitch, you could explain how to get here because you're much better on directions than me.
Right.
That's inside.
Okay, the thing to do is just take the Millersport Highway from about...
Hey, he hit the hole again. Base hit in the left, similar to his first hit. Runners at first and second, 1 out.
Well, you start out, if you're coming up from like Amherst, to right around that Millersport Highway, Youngman Expressway interchange, just start heading up Millersport Highway. It's a nice, easy run, not too many red lights to slow you down. And it took us really from Walden Avenue, where we took the throughway to the Youngman on up, and we made it up here in about 20 minutes from that point. So if you're starting up there anywhere in Amherst, you're only about 10, 15 minutes away in reality because there's not too many traffic lights. You get off of Millersport onto Transit, just head up Transit Road.
Mark Sabersky right up the middle for a solid hit. Here comes the run to the plate as the ball's bobbling in the outfield, and taking third base is Stoll, and it's now 4-1, and they're starting to pad that lead. Sabersky gets an RBI.
Without the benefit of the long ball, they are just hitting solid shots and finding the gaps, finding the holes. That's really different from the other games we saw long ball hitters in the previous games.
Yeah, have you noticed the clock has been turned off for this game, for the final game of the season in this league, the championship game of the playoffs? Nick Harrington, he's 1 for 1. And Nick takes a strike called. 1-1. Or 2 strikes, excuse me. No balls and 2 strikes to Harrington. And he fouls it up down the right field line, and that's a strikeout.
Let's see.
Well, no.
Yeah, it is.
That is a strikeout. So a strikeout of Harrington in the books. Makes it 2 outs. I think Nick was a little confused as to the rule.
Yeah, he was, because he thought he had an extra one coming. 2 fouls after the second strike, he thought.
I almost thought the umpire called ball 1 on the first pitch, but obviously called it a strike. Gill lines it for a hit. And run number 5 comes in. Solid hit by Gill. He's now 2 for 2. But even though they're whacking the ball over the place, it's not a large lead, 5-1. It's nice to have a 5-1 lead.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to be on the strong end of the 5 runs. They are just finding the right spots. They are not hitting the long ball. Surprising.
Brings up Steve Wagner. Hit into a double play his first at bat. Joey Hannon being hit hard here in the second inning. 4 hits and 2 more runs. And that's hit to second. They go for the force and they get it. Porto to Joey Woods. 2 more runs for Kipu on 4 hits, no errors, 2 more runners stranded. So Kipu of Lockport leading Sharps after 2 complete innings of play, 5-1.
Don Sabachinsky, the extra hitter, will lead off in the top of the 3rd inning for the Sheriff's Club. Then we'll go to the 10th man in the order, or 11th man in the order, excuse me, Kevin Megan, who is your 10th player defensively in right field. Then we'll go to the top with Joey Hannon to follow. So those are your 3 scheduled hitters for Sharps. Sharps looking to get a little bit more offense going here than they've demonstrated so far. They managed just 2 hits and were able to plate 1 run because of that. A sacrifice fly. In fact, they had loaded the bases in the top half of the 1st inning with none out, and they could not score any more than just 1 run on a sacrifice fly. But the credit the Kipo team with a great double play to close out that top half of the 1st inning.
Yankee fans are everywhere.
Everywhere, they're everywhere.
Okay, we're going to the top of the 3rd inning. Don Sobocinski to lead it off. Frank, let's talk about what happened here with our crew. An interesting thing this evening. We came out intending to do 2 games, and the game starts were 6 o'clock or 6:30 range and immediately following, expecting to be out of here. But because of the format, we did not know, and we had to make some adjustments. That's hit hard to short. Shortstop Harrington comes up throwing in time. Boy, he's made a couple of good plays out there. Well, anyways, because of the format, the top 2 teams wouldn't be playing till 9:30 and 10:30, so the whole crew got to get together and voted unanimously to do the first game, come back and do the 9:30 and 10:30 game, so our viewing audience could see some quality games in championship play here. And it's been a rather long night for us. It's popped to right by Megan, and the right fielder has no problem there putting it away. 2 up and 2 away. That catch made by Mark Soboriski.
Not finding the spots just yet. The Sharps team in their half of the 3rd inning. Top of the order, though, Joey Hannon can get things going.
Well, I'll tell you, they don't look like the same type of team that hit the ball the last game in that 19-6 win.
How much softball do you suppose Joey Hannon plays? He must play 7 days a week.
No, not too much. You don't want to get Joey in trouble. Joey's 1 for 1 with a run
scored. Who's going to be in trouble with?
And that's popped to left field and left center, right at the left center fielder. And he makes the catch out there. Stoll, that ball was hit hard by Joe Hannon, but Stoll, right in his tracks, made the routine catch. Nothing across in the top of the 3rd for Sharps. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We're going to the bottom of the 3rd. Kipu leading 5-1, and they're looking to pad it.
Okay. For Kipo, it'll be Todd Wheeler leading off in the top or bottom of the 3rd inning, followed by Dave Elliott. And then John Hamilton, the catcher, will get his chance, and possibly Jack Pitsley.
Okay, so this will be the 2nd time, Frank, I think, in the history of our doing cable sports that a softball game has carried past midnight, if that happens.
Yeah, we started this one about 10 after 11. I know you're telling the fans it was a 10:30 schedule, but just the nature of tournaments, they do start them a little bit later than normal.
I believe, I'm not certain on this, but I think the one time we did the triple header in Lackawanna, we went past midnight. No, I don't think we did, now that I think about it, because it was a 6:15 game, and then 8 o'clock went to maybe 10.
Didn't somebody come out and turn the lights off?
They tried.
Did they have a curfew or something?
Deep out there. Bartholomew is not going to get that one. It's off the base of the wall. Wagner going for 3. Good speed, and Wagner's in with a triple. Bartholomew took that one fatal first step in, and Wagner popped it out there.
And then froze for a split second, and at that point, the ball's over his head. Nice hit there by Todd Wheeler.
3-bagger for Todd Wheeler, and that brings up Dave Elliott. Elliott reached on an error back in the first inning.
And the fog starting to drift in. That's not really fog. That's just a little bit of the dew settling on the plexiglass in front of our camera. Happens once in a while when the temperature gets down low.
Hit number 9 in the contest so far for Kipu. We showed you earlier the regular season trophy, which was the big glove. Now we have the playoff championship trophy. If we have an opportunity to get a shot of that, we'll also do that. 3-1 to Elliott. John Hamilton's on deck. They keep padding the lead, and this thing will be over. And ball 4. I'm not an expert here, but I'm interested as to why they were going with Hannon in this game and not Porto.
Their strategy for whatever reason.
They both threw well in the first game, and I think Hannon is a little stronger defensively in the infield
shortstop, perhaps. What he's shown anyway, from what we can see,
than any of the other players on their team, on the Sheriff's team. Hamilton rips it to short. Well, that's a good play.
Nice.
That's a beautiful play. They get 2 of the run scores, but again, it's only 1 run at a time, Frank, and still 6-1 is a relatively close game in slow pitch.
Nice defensive work, and exactly. Wheeler will score from third on the play. He had opened the inning with the triple. An RBI for Hamilton, but a double play picks up 2 quick outs.
They're not getting the runs in when they need them, and maybe we should circle these innings because this could come back to haunt this Kipu team. Because when you've got Woods and Shraven in the lineup and Bartholomew, they can get runs back in a hurry. Will that make it?
No.
A lot of room out there. Left fielder, plenty of room, and he puts it away for the catch. And that left fielder was Jimmy Lamadou. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, none stranded. Through 3 complete, the score, Kipu of Lockport 6 and Sharps 1. And maybe we'll take a look at this Urban Sports Park Playoff Championship trophy. The regular season trophy already belongs to Kipu, and they're going to try and win this one. Now for the play-by-play over the next 3 innings, the 4, 5, and 6 innings, is my colleague Frank Stewart.
Well, let's see if we can identify some of the people on this plaque. It's a beautiful plaque to be awarded to the playoff champions for the Urban Sports Park 1989 softball tournament. But who does this look like? Can you name these players? Lefty, that looks like
that looks a little bit
Mark.
like Dave D.
No, that's Mark, our first baseman. And then the catcher, of course, and the umpire. Real nice trophy again.
Catcher looks like Carol Pollock.
Pretty interesting. Top of the 4th inning for Sharps. This is Woods, and Woods again. Boy, he's got that down to a science. It's a dead center field.
I don't know if Woods hits like this every game or he's just having a superior doubleheader, but he's 6 for 6.
Boy, he hits the same spot every time.
And almost every hit, not exactly the same spot, Frank, but the same type of line drive.
Well, it's over the infield and it drops in front of the outfield.
That's a hard pitch to hit that way too, because that's a perfect swing. You're not going up or under the ball. You're just hitting it on a line and bringing it down.
This is a home run hitter here, Mark Schraven, who drew a walk his last time up. Now, he had a little gamesmanship with the pitcher last time up. That short ball one, he steps out and the pitcher comes right back at him, doesn't waste any time. Rick Gill out there on the mound.
He's very anxious to swing this time.
He hits it deep. Elliott back there with room, and he'll settle under and make the play. Thrown in, and Gill will have to cover up on that one. Long fly ball, but speared nicely out there by Elliott.
Well, that's the first time in the game that I think that kid swung at only the 2nd pitch, Mark Schraven.
That was just maybe a little bit outside, more than he would have liked.
Well, he's a dead pull hitter, and a smart pitcher, Gill, pitched him outside, forced him to try and pull his pitch, and he just couldn't get enough of it.
1 out, runner at first. Randy Bartholomew hit a sacrifice flies last time up. He gets a pitch. He goes to right center in front of Elliott. No, he caught it. Boy, that really surprised me. 2 in a row for Elliott.
That's a catchable ball, and that's the kind of play a good outfielder's got to make. Now, the kid played him properly. He was up a little bit. Let's watch where the ball's caught. In the previous game, we've seen a lot of balls like that drop in. And that ball should be caught, and it was caught. Good
look now at Dave Sekachowski as Dave hit into a double play to close out that first inning his last time up. There's a strike call.
You know, nothing going right for the Sharstein. The big hitter's not coming through here in this game. Okay, key of the game, Frank. Bases loaded and Bartholomew up, and they get 1 run in the first.
That's going to be a base hit, and Woods will hold at second. Sekachowski hit that one hard. So runners at first and second with 2 outs. That'll bring up Danny Allen. Danny hit the ball hard, I believe. Line shot caught by the shortstop. Harrington his last time out there.
Former Maryville High School grad.
He does have home run power.
Well, he's a pull hitter too.
Hit down the left field line. It's going to tail foul. Boy, Allen has really flirted with that left field line.
He seems to pull a lot of balls into foul ground, which is not good over here, because even that ball could have possibly been caught. But the left fielder really has to, Jack Deal is respecting his power so much that he's extremely deep. If he was up a little bit more, he might have had a play there. Well into the evening hours, and I think we're going to go past the midnight hour for the first time now. I'm going to correct my last statement. I don't think you left that triple header. I remember that. You left. I did that women's game myself. What a trip that was about 2 years ago.
Down memory lane.
I don't think we went past midnight. It was close, though.
Big arc on that one. And that's a little deep. 2-1 the count. Rick Gill working fast to get on the mound out there. Big left-hander. Allen hits it hard into the gap in left center field. The runner is going to come around to score. Woods, and the throw into third base, as Sekachowski was never going to try and turn the corner on that one. He holds at second. Good job there. And an RBI for Danny Allen. Hard hit ball.
Terrific hit, but a great defensive play by Stoll to smother that ball out there, Frank, and hold the runner to second base.
6-2 the score with 2 outs. So a 2-run rally here starting. Back-to-back singles by Sekachowski and Dan Allen. Now Gene Porto, who drew a walk his last time.
Don't adjust your set at home when you look at that shot from behind home plate. Right there, that's the fog or the mist actually forming on our plexiglass. It's so cold. Dew. Is that what it is?
Dew.
Mountain dew?
Maybe. Inside pitch. He drew a walk last time. On deck is Joey Woods. He wouldn't mind taking a walk here to load the bases. 3-0 the count.
You're working very carefully these 2 trips to Porto.
There's a strike called as he found the outside corner. And that'll be ball 4. Smart batter. Doesn't waste the opportunity. Puts the runners down in an extra base. Sekachowski's now at third, and he can score fairly easily on a base hit.
The game could also be tied, excuse me, Frank, on a grand slam home run.
Well, let's see. Joey Woods hit the ball deep last time. He needs to hit the ball down a little bit more. The last few times up, he's hit it long, but it's been catchable. Strike called.
Well, and that was his pitch, too, on the outside corner. He likes to hit to right field. He could have taken that one.
Strike 2 call.
Get up!
Illegal call.
Good call by the umpire calling that so quickly so the batter doesn't have to offer at it.
Well, he fouled it out of play, and he's out. Reached out after it and takes his team out of a big rally opportunity. Circle that inning as Woods is booked. 1 run comes in to score on 3 base hits. No errors and 3 big runners stranded. We'll complete 4 inning or go to the bottom of the 4th inning with Keepo on top, 6-2. And we're doing a little technical work along behind the plate here, so we'll be watching that 1 camera view of the third base dugout.
Well, that will give me an opportunity, Frank. Let's talk about the league standings and the playoff scores as we have them so far. But, you know, going back, before we look at that at bat by Joe Woods, I think when Joe watches the broadcast, he'll agree that first pitch was there on the corner. That's the one you really have to hammer. You'd never, when there's 2 strikes in that rule, you never want to be 2 strikes behind.
Oh, no.
That could happen.
Anything could happen,
and that's what happened there.
You do get a little bit over anxious, and that's why
you start to press with 2 strikes.
Right.
Where am I going to hit it?
Am I going to make contact?
I got to make it fair. All right, here's the way this tournament went. Urban Insulation won 6-5 against Frontier Stone in the bottom of the last inning on a nice rally. In the opening round, Akron Agway picked up a 7-0 forfeit over Motorcraft. And then continuing to the next round, Urban Insulation won 6-5 over Libation Station in a big upset because Libation Station came in with only 5 losses, and Four Seasons beat Akron Agway 18-6. And then, as we went into the quarterfinal, it was Four Seasons 14 and Urban Insulation 4.
Oh, he beat the throw. Ooh. That's a close play at first base. Jack Deal showing great speed. They're going to give him a base hit on that one. Joe Woods came up with a nice stop at short and a throw. Let's look at it again. This will be a perfect spot.
Well, we mentioned Jack Deal's not a big guy. He runs very well, the outfielder. What's his throw? And I don't know. That was close.
He might have beat that. Well, the umpire says yes, so he's on at first base with none down. Jeff Stoll now the top of the order.
Yeah, you judge at home.
Stoll 2 for 2. Goes to first base, tough chance, and the play to Hannon, who will cover nicely. And down to second is Deal on the fielder's choice.
And continuing after that Four Seasons win 14-4 over Urban Insulation, which knocked Urban Insulation out and gave them 4th place. It was a big 19-6 drubbing by Sharps in the semifinal game over the Four Seasons to set up this championship game.
Okay, this hitter is Mark Sobierski, who's 1 for 2 in this ballgame. Reached down in the air, and he hits this one hard, and it's going to drop in front of the left fielder, and here comes Deal. He is no hesitation at all. The throw is going to be cut off by Hannon as it was offline, and the 7th run of the ballgame comes in to score. This is a running team, this Keepo team. Aggressive on the base pass. Solid base hit for Sobierski, who is 2 for 3. 2 RBIs. This is Nick Harrington. Now Nick took and fouled off a 3rd strike. So he's booked as a strikeout his last time up. Singled and went to 3rd on an error by the outfielder. Then came around to score in his first trip to the plate in the 1st inning. Harrington down the right field line, finds a spot. Runner heading towards 3rd. The throw going to be there. It's going to be close and cut off by Hannon. It's booted. Oh no, they call him safe as Joe Woods thought he had him. And the manager's out there to talk to the umpire.
Oh, a little controversy over this, and the manager has just been thumbed, Frank. Greg Bardo. Oh, the count, just like WWF.
Harrington went to second base, and the throw.
It looked to me like they had him at second base.
I
Frank.
couldn't see. Couldn't see again.
Let's watch the replay. Hannon will cut it off. There's the flip.
I don't know. His foot might have been there.
Tough call, tough call. They get the benefit of the call there and keeps the rally alive.
1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 1 run in and runners at 2nd and 3rd. And this is the big guy, Rick Gill, 2 for 2 in this ball game with 2 RBIs. He singled twice. Jumps up on this one and he bangs it into right field. That'll bring 1 in for sure. The runner falls down, or the outfielder falls down, and that's 2 runs coming in the score as Gill goes into second base standing up.
Yeah, they're tattooing the first baseman over there. Shooting a lot of balls by Mark Shriven. A couple of balls look like they might have been, you know, they're hard hit balls, but maybe playable.
Going to give an error to the right fielder as he allowed the runner to go into second base by
I'll tell you,
falling
Keepu
down or mishandling the ball. Couldn't see exactly.
Yeah, Keepu is a running team though. They really take
Oh, they don't
advantage of
stop.
everything.
They don't stop. 3 runs in this inning already. It's up to a 9-2 ball game. They are a dominant club so far in this game. Steve Wagner, the hitter, he's looking for his first base hit. Big guy. And the batter's out for stepping over the plate. And Wagner closely inspecting the plate to see where he stepped. We booked that as a strikeout.
Yeah, that would go as a strikeout. What happened is the Wagner got a pitch short before the plate and towards the outside. It would have been a ball, and he stepped over the plate to hit it. You can't do that in slow pitch. He was going to take that to right field all the way.
Can you do that in any league?
No.
No. Todd Wheeler, 2 for 2. Single and a triple. Hit the ball well last time. Bouncing ball. Good hop for Gene Porto. He'll make the easy play, and that'll close out the inning. Score that 4-3. In the bottom of the 4th, 3 runs in on 4 base hits. We did have 1 error, and we had 1 runner left on base. So we'll go through the 4th inning with the score. Keepo 9, Sharps 2. We'll be back in a moment with with more action from the Urban Park in Pendleton, New York.
Imagine the only national channel that's all movies all the time, the Movie Channel. In September, imagine you're a 12-year-old boy with one wish.
I wish I were big.
And discovering wishes can come true.
I turned into a grown-up, Mom. I made this wish on the machine. I turned me into a grown-up.
Tom Hanks is a kid who's a little ahead of his time.
Vice President? He's only been here a week. Vice President?
Big. Imagine Arnold Schwarzenegger as a Russian cop working a Yankee beat.
Now we're undercover. You look like Gumby.
Jim Belushi co-stars in Red Heat. Imagine more great movies on the Movie Channel with The Good Mother, Hero and the Terror, Moon Over Parador, Dragnet, Good Morning Vietnam, The Pickup Artist, Switching Channels, All About Eve. All this and much more in September. From the only national channel devoted entirely to movies, the Movie Channel.
Top of the fifth inning, scheduled hitters Jim Lemadou, Don Sobaczynski, Kevin Megan. They need something to happen here. They have been down throughout this ball game. They're falling further behind now by 7 runs they trail. They need runners, they need base hits, and then they need somebody to pop a big one. We're talking about Sharps, of course, in this championship against the #1 seeded team, Keepo. Keepo went undefeated in the regular season. Loops it into short left field. That'll drop in front of the outfielder, who is handcuffed a little bit on the play. That left center fielder was Jeff Stoll. So a base hit to lead off, and Lemadou does his job.
You know, but I'll tell you, Frank, even though they're being thoroughly outplayed by Keepo, Sharps is still in contention of the game. It's only 9-2. It could be much, much worse.
It could be, but you wonder if they used up all them great hits in that first ball game. You recall how that seems to happen sometimes. You have a big inning, a big ball game, and suddenly things change. Don Sobaczynski bounced to the shortstop his last time up. Pitches short, hits the plate. 2-0 the count. That might be short as well. 3-0 the count. And he's short with that one. Oh, it caught the corner. Just sailed over the plate. 3-1 the count. Sobaczynski, hard shot off of Harrington. No, he handles it. Goes to first. What a play. That's a major league double play there. Takes him out of trouble. And that might have been ball 4 to the hitter.
Unbelievable. 3-1. You want a batter to take another strike because you're down 7 runs to try and set it up. Let's watch it. He swings on a 3-1. Hits it hard to short. Turn it over for 2. Nicely done. Harrington, Pitsley to Wagner. And that kills the rally. The last inning, they have a player foul out, strikeout.
With the bases loaded.
With the bases loaded.
Well, it's their ball game right now. No runs in the top of the 5th inning. On 1 base hit, no errors, and none left on base. After 4.5 innings, you look at the replay, speared there by the second baseman, Jack Pitsley. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. It remains Keepo 9 and Sharps 2.
Oh, great job by the Keepo team, keeping the Sharps team limited to just 2 runs after they scored 19 in the semifinal win against a pretty good Four Seasons team that played very well. Won a couple of games in the playoff format. It looks like Keepo might sweep both the regular season championship and the playoff championship. The way things are going right here, every inning they've been getting a couple of runs. 9 runs, 13 hits, no errors, and 4 stranded for the Keepo team. 2 runs, 6 hits, 4 errors, and 5 stranded for Sharps.
Scheduled hitters for Keepo in their half of the 5th inning: Dave Elliott, the right center fielder, John Hamilton, the catcher, and then Jack Pitsley, the second baseman. Goes with the pitch. Hannon's a good glove, and he'll make the play. Score that one 1-3. As Elliott was looking for his first hit of the ball game, and now John Hamilton also looking for his first hit. He bounced into a double play.
Now, Frank, we're right about midnight, so this will be first in our cable history of softball games. We're doing a game after midnight.
What about the, well, I shouldn't even say the union contract with the crew? They walk after midnight?
Oh, no, there's overtime involved.
Aren't they supposed to get a dinner or meal or something?
It depends how many hours overtime.
Fly ball, left center field. That's the line drive. Base hit. Is it going to go to the fence? Bounced off the left fielder. He's having trouble finding the ball. And the runner's going to try for third. The throw is going to be there, and they've got him. Oh, he slid around it. I thought they had him. Must have been dropped by Allen because the ball was there. Base hit for Hamilton, solid base hit. He winds up at third base, and they just don't stop running.
5 errors now on the Sharks team. Yeah, they make them play them.
That's the official ruling from the umpire. The ball was there, but it was dropped by the third baseman. Bouncing ball, shortstop, no. And that'll be another run coming in to score. So Pitsley does his job, picks up his second base hit of the ball game, and it's now 10-2.
You want me to score 2 errors on that play?
Yes, I do. Let's keep it official. Well, because Danny Allen dropped the ball, the umpire said he was going to call him out.
Picky. All right, 2 errors, so that's 6 errors in the game on the Sharks team.
Picky. Keep a clean book here. Goes both ways. This is Jack Deal. Strike call to Deal. Deal singled after beating out an infield ground ball his last time up. It came around to score. 2 strikes.
Now, very seldom in a slow pitch game do you see Speed produce a base hit, but Deal beat out an infield hit his last time up. Normally at the slow pitch game, there's all rockets.
Goes to right field. Nice stop by Allen, who will hang on to it. The big guy, if you got anybody else maybe 2 inches shorter, that ball's in the left field line.
And the way Deal runs, that's at least a double.
Well, he's got a man in front of him.
Right,
though.
right. But under normal circumstances, that would at least be a double.
No, that's correct. So 2 down here. And this is Jeff Stoll, the top of the order. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Goes with the pitch and rips it into left field. Another base hit. Bobbled again by the left fielder and heading for third. The throw coming in and sliding in safely is Pitsley. Things are happening here as Stoll picks up his 3rd base hit of the ball game. She's an error on the left fielder for bobbling that ball out there. And following into second base was Jeff Stoll. These guys are not big, but they run fast and run hard, play hard. 2 for 3 in the ball game. 2 runs scored. 2 RBIs. This is Mark Soberski. That's the player we're talking about. Bouncing ball, will it get through? Yes, it does. Into the outfield. Another run comes in to score, and now they'll hold this runner. The throw cut off by Hannon. Geez, they are hitting the ball hard. Not a long ball team. 1, 2, 3, 4 base hits in this inning. Still 2 outs. This is Nick Harrington. 2 for 3. 2 runs scored. An RBI. Strike call to Harrington. Hits the plate.
Unusual, too, I think, for Harrington, although he's a cleanup man or a 3rd man in the order. He doesn't swing for power. He gets a lot of line drives, it looks like.
Illegal pitch. Oh, no, it's called a strike. I'm sorry. Thought the umpire said illegal. 2-2 the count. Harrington goes after it and hits it deep, but Megan is there, and he'll settle under it and make the grab for the 3rd out of the inning. In the bottom of the 5th. 2 runs come in to score. As we said on the 4 base hits, we had 3 errors in the inning, and we had 2 runners left on base. So they've left some base runners in this ball game, but they lead now by a score of 11-2.
They're still hanging around. I mean, it keeps getting worse and worse, but they're still basically in the ball game.
They score every inning. They score every inning.
What the Sharks team needs is a merry-go-round. They just need everybody to get hits and keep it going. And I'll tell you, their first 5 batters are awfully strong. First 6, 7 batters are pretty strong. They can do it if they get hot, but they're in some immediate trouble here.
I agree with you. Joey Hannon lead off here in the bottom or the top of the 6th, and Don Woods to follow. Mark Schraven to follow him.
Got 17 hits in the books for Kipu unofficially.
Mark Sharvin.
2-6 for the Sharks team.
And Randy Bartholomew to follow.
Frank and everybody's moving around. We've got the Rickster, Rick Carneth, on camera this game, along with Gary Black and Chris Anbelis in the van.
Joey Hannon. And Harrington does the flip on that one as the ball kind of handcuffed him. Base hit for Hannon. So he opens up the top of the 6th with a nice job, and he's 2 for 3 in the game now. Chris Hand, by the way, had to leave early.
Okay, Mike Cumbo's in the van. There's a replay that's hit right in the hole. And Harrington, one of the few plays he couldn't come up, but I think Hannon tried to put it in that hole, seeing where Harrington was playing him more towards second base.
That's right. There was a good gap there between third and short. This is Don Woods. He's hit the same pitch every time. Ball outside. He's 6 singles in a row.
That's true. Joe Malucci in the van along with Mike Cumbo.
Gets his pitch, and it's a strike just clearing the plate. That's short.
I'll tell you, Frank, Don Woods is up there. He's got to be thinking, look, I'm 6 for 6, and we've got 2 runs on the board. I can't do it every time.
Yeah, he's waiting for a strike here. Gets it, and he takes it to the same spot. Incredible. What a hitter. 7 for 7, and Hannon holds at second base.
7 for 7 for Don Woods. Boy, that's hitting. And not one cheap hit, all line drives.
No, great shots for a slow pitch. Great shots. 2 batters up, 2 batters on base here. This could be their big inning to try and make things closer. Down by 9 runs. This is Mark Sharvin. Sharvin drew a walk his first time up and then flew deep to right center field in the 4th inning. Reached for an outside pitch.
Well, this is where they have to make it happen. They can't allow any outs.
Sharvin looks that one down as an outside pitch, ball 1.
I'm talking about the offensive team. Sheriffs, they can't afford, if they want to get back in this game, to make any outs.
Inside to Sharvin. Gets his pitch and it's gone. Goodbye. A home run for Mark Sharvin. The first of this ball game. It's a 3-run shot, and that narrows the gap rather quickly, isn't it? A 3-run home run for Mark Sharvin. Got his pitch and lost it over the right field wall. Let's look at the replay.
Well, this closes the gap considerably. That ball hit deep to right center. That's the 3rd time he's hit the ball in a similar spot. Really didn't make it by that much. The ball not carrying it. It's so
well,
late.
with the heavy air, it's so damp out now. Cold and damp. Nobody out here, though. That's the key for this inning.
11-5 ball game. But the key for the defensive team out there, you just settle down your pitcher, Gill, and you tell them, look, we only need 6 outs. We need 6 outs, and they need 6 runs just to tie us without us scoring again.
That's right. Pitch short, ball 1 to Randy Bartholomew, who's looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 1. Sacrificed. Bounced up the middle, off of Harrington. That'll be a base hit. Starting to hit the ball very hard, and Elliott bobbles that one a little bit. 4 straight hits.
You know, maybe the worm's turning a little bit because Harrington almost came up with that ball, but Bartholomew really hits the ball hard.
Dave Suchikowski. 1 for 2, hit into a double play and then singled his last time up. Danny Allen's on deck. Hits it down the right field line. Is going to drop. Oh, it's off the glove of the right fielder. Another miscue out there, and Suchikowski is going to hold it first. The throw going into second base and holding at second, or at third rather, is Randy Bartholomew.
Tom Sutton comes in the run. That's got to be an error there on the right fielder. The ball hit hard coming down, but it looked like the right fielder, Frank, had a play. Did not make the play.
Okay, so
Pittsfield wondering if the man reported into the book.
Allen rips it down left field line. That's a solid base hit. Handled by Deal, and the runner holds at second base. Danny Allen picks up an RBI. RBIs galore in this inning.
Well, that error opened up the floodgates.
Holding at second is the runner Sutton. An RBI single for Allen.
A couple balls hit here. Bartholomew's ball, Hannon's ball.
The key is there's no outs. It's 11-6 now with no outs. This is Gene Porto. Porto goes to right field and out of play. Tried to punch it to right field.
And the other key is, if you look at it from Keepu's point of view, from Bardo down, they haven't had a hit. Their last 5 men in the order, composite 0 for 8.
Ripped right to the second baseman, Pitsley, who spears that one, the first out of the inning.
I'll make it 0 for 9.
And that's Joey Woods.
Excuse me, Frank. Porto, rather. Gene Porto did have 2 walks. Are there 1 for 9? A composite 1 for 9 the last 5 batters.
Need something from these bottom hitters. Woods is a good hitter. 0 for 2 though in this game. Up the middle, that's a base hit off the second base itself. And Elliott can't get to it, and the big guy, Allen, is going to try for second, and Woods is sliding underneath, and the ball is loose as Woods slid underneath the tag. Woods hit the ball hard.
Right back in the ballgame. That time, Joe Woods did what he probably should have did the last time. The first pitch was in there. He said, heck on it, I'm not going to waste it.
That's correct. Was there an error out there?
No, the ball hit the bag and it just ricocheted.
So Woods stretches it to a double and picks up an RBI, and Danny Allen holds it third. There's a replay.
Well, you see the end of the play there. Woods was going to go in under the tag. We didn't see the ball hit so hard that it was going to center, then ricocheted to left center off the bag.
11-7 the score. They've scored 5 runs this inning. And we're just working on one out here. Runner at third base, a big runner out there along with a fellow at second. Ripped. Harrington will get a hop. He'll lose the ball. The throw to first base is... They got him at first. The RBI on the force out.
Good job by the shortstop, Nick Harrington. He's had a couple of shaky plays out there. He bobbled that one and stayed with it and made a good throw.
Woods held at second base there, so it was just he out there on the bases with 6 runs in this inning. It's 11-8 ball game. And Don Sobaczynski can hit the ball hard up there. And he goes to right center field. That'll drop base hit, and that'll bring a run home. And it's all the way to the fence. Sobaczynski on his horse as he rounds first, heads for second. He'll go to third base. No, he'll hold at second. As Sobaczynski puts himself in scoring position, that's a big base hit.
Excellent hit. It split the outfielders. Seversky and Elliott got to the wall very quickly. 11-9. Now they need a hit here from
Kevin Megan.
Kevin Megan. Megan has really sort of struggled there at the plate, Frank. But he's up in a big spot right now.
Flew out to the right fielder and then flew out to the second baseman on a line shot. And we're looking for a pinch hitter, and we will get it. Bill Gallo will pinch hit for Kevin Megan, and that's a good strategy, I believe. Megan's having a little trouble hitting the ball hard.
No, they're going to have a pinch runner, Gallo, and Megan's going to swing.
Going to second base to run for Sobaczynski. Okay, Sobaczynski is the extra hitter. That's the reason. Megan is going to wait for a good pitch here. Top of the order on deck. They're looking for their 11th man up now and to start over again if they can get Kevin Megan to come up with something big. First pitch is a strike.
Again, that first pitch in there.
A little higher arc this time, and he pops it up to right center field. Elliott's got a good glove, and that's it. Some damage done, though, as 6-7 runs come in to score. On 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 base hits. 7 runs on 7 base hits. There was 1 error in the field, and there was 1 runner stranded at second base. We've completed 5.5 innings. There you see it. Keepo 11, Sharps 9 for Keepo.
And no lead is safe in slow pitch softball.
Keepo will see Rick Gill, Steve Wagner, Todd Wheeler, and Dave Elliott.
You know, I think again, as you look at Megan going out to right field, the first pitch was thrown flat on a line. That's the pitch that Kevin probably should have hammered. And then the second pitch was a high arcing pitch, a little harder to hit. But sometimes when things aren't going your way at the plate, everything goes wrong.
That's correct. Rick Gill has been perfect at the plate so far. 3 singles, 4 RBIs.
Have two totally different attacks, too, really. The Keepo team, as far as we've seen here, this is our only opportunity to see them. In this game, they've just shown spray hitters. Nobody's going for the long ball and aggressive base running. And Sharp's more of a long ball hitting team with Bartholomew in the lineup. And the home run hitter, Shriven.
I think the key to this ball game has been Keepo's ability to just keep running. They just run away with the game.
If they give out an MVP trophy, and if the team losing right now, Sharps would come back to win it. I don't know who you'd give it to. You know, you can't overlook Woods, who's 7 for 7. And Shriven with 3 home runs, but still at 7 for 7. That's something. And no cheap hits.
Nope.
That's in 2 ball games.
He rips it right up the middle. Solid blast for Rick Gill. Knocked down by the center fielder, and Gill's going to try for 2. They may have him. Oh, he stepped in ahead of the play.
That's how to run the bases, turning singles into doubles. And we're going to score that one. We're sick of putting down the errors, so we're just going to give him a double. But actually, if you're scoring correct, you're not supposed to get 2 bases on a hit like that. The ball was bobbling in the outfield.
We'll change it. You're correct. I was just writing that in because I saw him at second. That's an
We're going to give him an error then? So
that's
their
absolutely
8th error of the game.
Bobble that ball out there on the slick surface. Oh, and a runner in. They're bringing the speed in to run for Gill. There's the speed merchant down to second base. We got to just get the player's name. They bring in the speed.
Hey, who's this guy? Gary Deal.
Gary Deal.
Well, he was injured. I guess we had him down in the report that he was injured. He's got a shoulder injury.
Hits the plate there. This is Steve Wagner looking for his first hit of the ball game. Big fella, first baseman. Just missed outside.
Gary Deal looks like he's got his supper clothes on, ready to go to a restaurant.
Strike call, caught the outside corner.
Steve Wagner's had a rough time at the plate, so he's due.
Boy, he almost stepped over again, knocked down by Schraven. Schraven's going to get there. Sharvin, excuse me, and Hannon gets over to cover.
And Hannon really moves around well from the pitcher's mound, fielding-wise.
Holding at second was Gary Deal, and that'll bring up Todd Wheeler. Todd is 2 for 3 in this ball game. Triple with a run scored, singled in the first inning, then bounced to the second baseman.
Well, very important for Sharps to keep it at a 2-run game if they want to win it. Of course,
Strike
they'll have
call.
the top of the lineup coming up, Frank, with Joe Hannon, and then their big hitters coming up.
Tried to go down the right field line, and he slapped it hard, but foul. 2 strikes on Todd Wheeler. Dave Elliott's on deck.
It all depends what Wheeler does here and then Elliott. But if they are able to get them out and they ever do take the lead, Sharps, they'll be facing the bottom of the order then in the bottom of the 7th if we got that far. And that's provided they get the next 2 guys out, Wheeler and Elliott.
Line drive speared by Porto. Big play there. That's 2 outs.
It's shaping up very nicely for them in a comeback situation, Frank. If they get Elliott out, they're going to go down to their 8th, 9th, and 10th hitters if they need runs in the bottom of the 7th. That's if Sharps came up with a comeback. And I'll tell you, when you got the hitters like Sharp had coming up 1 through 5 in the 7th, there's a good chance for 2 runs there.
This is Dave Elliott. He reached on an error, reached on a walk, and then bounced back to the pitcher. Strike call to Elliott. Strike 2 call. Sechikowski helps with that call.
Yeah, catcher called it for the umpire.
Yeah, helped him. That's inside. 1-2 the count here as we're in a 2-out situation, bottom of the 6th inning. This game tightening up. They scored 7 runs in their half of the 6th inning. The Sharps team defensively out in the field now. So they're anxious to get back and keep it going. Ripped and off. Oh, the glove of Porter. They're going to send him home. Deal's going to try for the plate. No, it's going to be stopped there as Deal made the turn.
Stay up. Don't slide. Come on, him over.
Yeah, good base running. Gary wheeling and dealing there. Gary Deal, he's got a shoulder injury. If he had come around from third, he would have been dead at the plate.
Oh, wouldn't even had to bother to keep coming. He was just stopped. Base hit there for Elliott. And Hamilton now the hitter. He is having a tough night. He reached on a single, he singled rather in advanced bases on a double error by the outfield and the infield. And it's going to be lashed into left center field. That's a big run. As the runner Elliott holds at second base, that's an RBI single for Hamilton. And Deal comes in to score.
And that takes away that entire scenario about if they had to go into the 7th inning tied or trailing, they'll get to the top of their order now because their number 10 hitter's up now. No, almost overlooked number 9 hitter, right, Frank? Almost overlooked Rick Gill, 4 for 4 in this game for Kipu, and pitching good.
Yes, indeed. This is Jack Pitsley. Pitsley's 2 for 3, 2 singles in the game, and 2 runs scored. He hits it into the gap in left center field, and that's going to go off the left fielder. Lumadou, run comes in to score. Another run comes in to score, and Pitsley will hold at second base. That's a big hit.
Whew. You know, Jack Pitsley's had a strong game out there.
E7.
Fist up in the air. Oh, I don't know if I'd give an error on that one. That ball was rocketed out there. Tough chance in the gap.
2 runs come in to score on it. Pitsley's at second base. 3 runs in the inning. They got great control of this ball game now. The lead is up to 5.
Didn't you?
Absolutely.
Son of a gun. Well, we have unofficially 9 errors now on the Sharps team. It's about 7 or 8 too many in a game.
The grass may be picking up some dew out there, which makes the ball skip, obviously.
Well, that's a tough play, though, Frank, for an outfielder. You're cutting across, the ball shot there.
New batter for Jack Deal. New batter in the ball game.
It's got to be Bill Harrington.
Hits it down left field line. That'll drop base hit. The runner is going to come in to score. Pitsley, the throw cut off by the outfield and coming in, wasting no time, picking up an RBI single.
That was Billy Harrington.
As Bill Harrington does his job. They are in command now. The score is 15-9. A lot of chatter over in that Keepo dugout. They are into this ball game.
You know, that's what a championship team will do, answer a very good team's rally with a rally of their own.
Ripped up, and Hannon spears that one. So in the bottom of the 6th inning, 4 runs come in to score. 1, 2, 3, 4 runs come in to score. And we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 base hits. We had 1,
Watch
2
Hannon
errors.
on this play. He spears it.
And we had 1 runner stranded. So after 6 full innings of play, our score, Keepo 15 and Sharps 9. Here to call a play the rest of the way, Walter John.
And look at that scoreboard. Keepo scoring in every inning, a 3, a 2, a 1, a 3, a 2, and a 4. That was their biggest inning there, that 6th inning. Sharps putting up 7 runs in the top of the 6th. If they get that kind of production in the 7th, they can take the lead. But they have their work cut out for them. They need 6 runs to tie and send the game to the bottom of the 7th inning, and that's really asking a lot. So we have in the ball game 9 runs on 14 hits, 9 errors, and 8 left on base for Sharps on the line score. Keepo coming up with 15 runs, 22 hits, 1 error, and 7 stranded on base. Keepo scoring in every single inning, and surprisingly, Frank, as Joe Hannon steps up, he is 2 for 3. Keepo's 4-run 6 was their largest inning so far. Couple of clutch 2-out hits there by Pitsley, scoring 2 runs, and then Bill Harrington with a pinch hit single, plating another run, and that gives them the big margin. And Hannon takes outside 3-0. So Hannon working the pitcher very nicely here. And takes inside ball 4. Well, I'll tell you, that's exactly what Rick Gill did not want to have happen there.
How many times does it happen? Very frequently, it seems. Well, can he go 8 for 8? That's the question in my mind for the night. This guy's had a heck of a night.
Don Woods, 4 for 4 in the semifinal win over 4 seasons, and 3 for 3 in this game. All singles, and that's going to be his first out, as it's high and deep if it's going to be caught. And it's caught. Can of corn out there for Dave Elliott. And Hannon will take second base.
What a bounce off that hard infield.
Well, first ball hitting, Don Woods, who, when you know it, you can't ask a guy to do much more than 7
he's
for
had
8.
a heck of a night.
But that's what happens sometimes. You rely on somebody so often, and then when you need them in the clutch, you can't do it every time. Mark Schravin, 1 for 2. And I'll tell you, you know, Frank, maybe the key to this ball game, as far as Sharps is concerned and the way this final margin is going to turn out, was the first inning when Sharps had the bases loaded and none out with Bartholomew up and then Siskowski next, and they ended up with 1 run. A potential big inning, like a 4, 5, 6 run inning to take an early lead, and did not develop. We're going to do our best to stick around as long as the presentations are made very quickly with Howie Urban Sr., Howie Urban Jr., and Kevin Walkowski, and pick up as much of that as we can. That's a bad hop hit in the right field.
Sharp is going to try for 2.
He runs well, and he goes in standing up.
Oh, he hit him on the head with the glove.
But a double for the first baseman, and a run scored, or a run batted in and a run scored. Schravin give him another RBI. And it's now 15-10. He took a chance there going the second,
yes,
down
he did.
5
The throw
runs.
was there, a little high, a little lower, excuse me.
Didn't slide
and
either.
he would have been out. Took a hard tag by Harrington trying to get the tag up high on him. He had to come down with it, and I think he kind of slapped him just in the right spot there.
And that will bring up Randy Bartholomew. Randy 1 for 2. Hits that hard towards short. This time it stays up for the shortstop, and the play by Harrington is in time. That retires Bartholomew, and you could just about right in the final score now. They're down to their last out. This one is just about over. So we hope you enjoyed the action. We brought you 3 games for the price of 1, and we stuck around till past 12:30 midnight. And the people at home think we might be out partying or something, Frank. We're just here working. That's to right field, and the right fielder, Mark Seversky, reaches up, makes the catch. The championship of the playoffs belongs to Kipu as they win it 15-10 over Sharps. In the inning, 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, 1 stranded. The final score 15-10. Let's take a look at the final line score. 10 runs on 15 hits, 8 errors or 9 errors for Sharps, and 9 runners stranded on base. So they committed 9 errors. That was the big thing. And here's the final out of the game.
Nice job as the right fielder settles under it. Mark Seversky to close out the top half of the 7th inning. 15-10 the ball game. Nice effort.
And the final line score for Kipu, 15 runs, 22 hits, 1 error, and 7 left on base. Kipu defeats, for the 3rd time this year, Sharps. They beat them 11-10 and 14-11 throughout the regular season, and they beat them 15-10 in the championship game. Frank, a game that really had much more disparity than the final score because of that 7-run 6th inning by Sharps. So the key, Rick Gill, 4 for 4, 3 hits for Stoll.
A lot of strong effort there. A lot of the good players.
Jack Pitsley, 3 hits.
Seversky 3 for 4. Should have had maybe
and
4 for 4.
Seversky, 3 hits. All right, and a good job pitching by Gill. So there was the trophy presentation for the people here at the Urban Sports Park Complex, headed by Howard Urban Sr. and Howard Urban Jr. and Kevin Walkowski, who helped us so much, the softball director here. Walter John speaking on behalf of our entire crew, along with Frank Stewart. Of course, the announcer here with myself. From the Urban Sports Park Incorporated, we hope you enjoyed all the softball action, and congratulations to all the teams that competed here. The final score in this championship playoff game was Kipu 15 and Sharps 10. So long, everyone.